last session is you guys met up with a group of Vistani that were camped alongside a river. Unlike the Vistani in Barovia, in the town, the village, these ones were very lively, more energetic, very high spirits, welcome to, bring you guys in and have a good time. And then eventually they kind of shepherd you towards one individual tent, being Madame Eva's tent. Madame Eva decided to bring you all in, and then a bunch of you individually got fortunes read. So in the pin, you can see I've got the first 4 cards drawing for the different bits that she told you guys about. And then each of you know yours individually, but everyone did theirs individually, so you don't know each other's, other than Sonia and Rapide, who were tied together. So Sonia and Rapide would be aware of their fortune draw, but otherwise you guys don't know each other's.
Okay, I have no idea what my fortune draw is.
Yeah, so yours specifically was Sonia and Rapide. She drew a card called the Tax Collector, and it's she read, "The Vistani have what you seek. A missing child holds the key to the treasure's release." So
basically side missions.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Personal goals and ways that characters want to move forward based on what you've all told me. So
Yep.
So
Alright,
yeah.
sounds good.
Oh, by the way, I have a private message to send you, Desiree, because I just thought of something.
Oh, okay.
That's not important right now.
No worries. So and then the Vistani invited you for the rest of the daylight hours there to drink, be merry, and enjoy their company, essentially, before you headed out on the road again. So you are all able to take a long rest, so you will have all gotten your long rest.
And we haven't leveled up yet, right?
Correct. Unfortunately, last session was basically just meeting Irina and traveling, so not a whole lot transpired. So.
Just double checking, just so I wanted to make sure I didn't miss a level up.
Yeah, no.
I'd be shocked that I didn't have the chance to bring my build fully online.
Yeah, no, trust me, there will be opportunity. I've got plans, so.
Okay, so we're still level 3, right?
Correct. For now. To that, you guys were offered a tent to rest in, if you'll look at the map. Wherein I assume you probably just said fuck it and passed out near the bonfire.
Yeah, probably.
There's several other Vistani that have also done the same, just in drunken stupors, passed out in the field.
Most definitely.
Otherwise, you guys can see that there is a tent on the left side in the middle between 2 other tents. I put you all there just to identify where it is. You guys can decide your sleeping arrangements otherwise. At the very least, Irina and Ismark are sleeping in there. So.
Yeah.
So.
I think I said as we were ending that Sonia and Rapide were basically taking first watch.
Yeah, you guys were kind of standing guard. So, and with the Vistani and as you guys noticed before, some extra guards posted that were not taking a part in the drunken revelry that were kind of standing guard with everything going on as well. So.
All right, this is. I'll just send this to you.
Okay. So, as he's sending that, I will address that as due time. So, we find ourselves drawing to the morning hours. Gilly, who is hanging out apart from the group but keeping watch, you actually are roused from your slumber by a figure.
Oh.
So you hear a voice, excuse me.
I sit up from sleeping very flat-backed on the ground like a fucking log set up without moving my arms, like, really awkwardly.
Hmm.
I squint up at the figure and I'm like, hi.
In front of you, you see a very well-dressed figure as your eyes kind of blink and refocus from, coming out of unconsciousness. Very pale skin, jet black hair pulled back very nice and neat, and wearing a cloak with some fur along it. And you see, strangely, in one arm and petting with the other, you're familiar.
I see you've met my cat.
I have quite an intriguing little thing.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. Can I help you?
Yes, I wanted to thank you for something. And he slowly releases your cat and lets it down next to you.
Thank me. Do I know you?
Perhaps. You performed a very well thought and put together eulogy for someone of import to me.
Oh, yeah, I do that quite a bit. I'm sorry for your loss.
And he kind of gives a small nod and, gestures with his hand. It is no matter. I just appreciate your rousing speech. I was unfortunately unable to be there myself, but I still heard.
Can I insight check to see if he's talking about the Burgomeister?
Yes.
I don't even have my dice out. Ooh. Oh no, my hands are too lotiony. That's a natural 2, and I think I have a +2. So I don't know.
In recent history, there's only one you can think of, but the stone face of this figure in front of you doesn't betray it one way or another. So, while you're kind of examining his expression, what is what is going through Gilly's mind as this figure has just shown up?
Confusion, because I don't know this guy, and how is he watching my eulogy if he wasn't there? And a little bit of apprehension, because this place be fucked, so maybe this guy be fucked too.
Maybe.
I think I might try to telepathically tell Ollie to maybe go get someone's attention. If
Okay.
not like a full command, just like a hey, you should maybe go get some help.
As you do that, you see him lean down again to get your cat's attention because he sees it starting to move, and is gonna kind of lean down to like pet it and essentially not let it run off.
Apprehension getting deeper. Like, okay.
As he's doing so, he looks up at you again and goes, well, all the same, thank you. If I may ask, how is she?
My cat is he. I mean, he's a pretty good buddy.
No, I'm sorry. I should have been more clear. I meant my dear Tatiana.
I'm sorry, guy. I don't know anybody by that name.
I need you to go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh shit!
It's a trap!
Oh shit!
You talk to Strahd, bitch. Oh shit.
Do you want this in game or on my dice?
Whichever you prefer.
My dice.
I can see the dice from here, so.
Ooh. Okay, that's a 16 plus 5. So 21.
Okay. You, the same way that you kind of mentally click in to tell your familiar to do things, you feel a almost telepathic push on your mind, and it's coming from this figure. You gather that he is trying to prod your mind for information, but you have resisted it.
Hey man, I don't appreciate people being in my brain. It's crowded enough in here.
My apologies. Yeah,
On
he
that
just
note, does he seem at all familiar with my special difficulties?
Do you want to make another insight check?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. This is just a general read over him as he's interacting.
Trying to see if I get that general confusion I sometimes get when I see people.
Mhm.
Insight is +3. That's a 17.
If he knows he is not making it known, if he is like he's already trying to pry and push in your mind, so he's clearly doing as much as he possibly can to read into you anyways.
No. I mean, does he seem familiar to me?
Oh,
Like, have I maybe glimpsed him before?
I don't think so.
Okay, cool.
I don't think you've seen him directly. You can probably gather from that high of an insight roll, you know who this is. You've never met them, but you can gather based on the conversation and based on what he's asking and his general appearance. This is who you think it is.
Oh. Shit, are you gonna kill me, like, right now? Because I gotta be honest, that's gonna put a real crimp in my plans.
Wow, so nonchalant.
I know. And he's, no, I wouldn't dare do such.
By the
thing.
way, what?
Good. Oh, did we lose a Johnny? What were you saying? I think we lost him mid-sentence.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
There
Sorry,
you
I'm
are.
not sure if I muted myself or not. I accidentally muted myself.
Gotcha.
Is this happening during the morning?
This is happening before anybody else has woken up.
Yeah, but is it at morning?
Yes.
Then, so, no matter how drunk Weirin gets or how crazy he gets, he still manages every morning to get up and start doing his sword form. So,
Gotcha.
I
will say you are probably awake, but due to the positioning of everything between the carts and the trees, depending on where you've gone to, you might catch a figure walking away, but you are not seeing this conversation.
Okay. I wasn't about to ask if I was seeing this conversation. I was just saying, could he have found like an open space to where he's doing his sword forms and maybe spy this individual at some point?
The open spaces would be on either side of Madame Eva's tent, either north of where you're on the map or over on the right side behind the tents. So,
let me
those are
do
probably the most
north of
open.
Madame Eva's tent.
Okay, so you would be kind of hanging out up here. So you, at some point when he walks away, if you're at any point looking this way, you'll see him because he's going to leave this way. I'll just give you the...
Okay, do you want me to roll a perception check to see if I see him?
Yeah, go ahead. He's not making it obvious, so this probably won't be too hard of a roll, but... or he's not trying to be sneaky about it in this case, but...
Okay, I do not think that sees him, but let's just check against my perception. Yeah, I don't think an 8 sees him, so...
You turn the wrong way as he's going to end up walking away, and unfortunately you won't see him. Maybe you'll see Gilly move afterwards, but yeah,
I'm very much into my sword forms.
Yep, you're very into your routine, and you just happen to be looking the wrong way when he's going to walk away. So
okay.
But yeah, no, he gives another small, like, kind of apologetic is the closest word that you can think of. Small bow, and he's, my apologies. No, I am not here to harm you in any way.
Oh, dope. Okay. By Tatiana, do you mean Irina?
And you see him that like when a person pulls back into their minds to think of something super fast, you see him do that for just a split second. He goes, yes, that is indeed who I refer to.
Oh, cool. See, now I'm confused because last I heard you were like actively trying to kill her. And like,
Rumor.
But I heard the wolves and shit at their house. Like,
No, I would never harm her.
Okay.
And you don't even need an insight check to know he wouldn't hurt her. Even based on your previous roll, no, he wouldn't.
You're a hinky kind of guy, aren't you? What do you want?
I just felt I should come and check up on things. I have been very distracted with some pests. So.
That looks legit. Sorry.
Now that's, yeah.
Okay. I mean, she's great. She's badass, but like, we're kind of like. I feel like I should get someone's help right now. I don't really know what to do.
And he gives a more courtly bow and just goes, I will let you get back to your day, as it were. We'll be seeing you. And he turns to start leaving and walk away.
I sit there for like a full, 3 minutes, just like, huh. Well, that was fucking weird. And then after those 3 minutes, I'll get up and I'll go into camp.
Okay.
Find someone.
The first person you see is Weirin practicing his usual morning routine.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if he's the. Okay, he's someone I know in my part. Okay, yeah, I'll go over to Weirin and I'll be like, dude, the weirdest fucking thing just happened.
Weirin just kind of looks at you, looks at Bockley, and he's just like, "What do you do this time?"
No, dude, I'm pretty sure I just talked to. It might have been Strahd. Like he was here.
I just look at her. Have I heard the name Strahd before?
You would have heard it in passing conversation, especially last night talking to the Vistani. They mentioned the castle, they mentioned the person who presides the lands. No deep information, but you've heard the name.
I'm just like, why, he was here?
Yeah, he woke me up and asked me how Tatiana was doing, and I think Tatiana is Irina, which is confusing, but I don't know, it was fucking weird.
He's just gonna put his sword away and start marching towards the tent where he believes Irina to be sleeping.
Gilly will follow.
Okay. It would be about this time, maybe, Sonia and Rapide, you'd be kind of getting up and going for the day. I imagine because you guys were also kind of keeping watch that one of you might be up at this time.
Yeah, I'd say
Trade
Sonia's
off.
probably up first and kind of boots Rapide's tail. Wake up. Coffee. Ah.
You immediately see Weirin approaching with Gilly behind him.
Rapide. Eugene?
I'm here. I'm just thinking on how Rapide is going to wake up.
Well, I'm literally saying and holding up the bottle of coffee.
While he's laying on the ground still, he's just going to open his mouth like
This
just
is
pour
our
it in.
morning. Pouring in. And then she'll take a swig herself. Give me a second. Still works. Okay. Good morning, you two. What's
Oi, I ran in the tent.
uh
In the tent.
proper enunciation is important. We're in, cause yeah, I heard taint as well. Look-
I don't know who enunciation is, and I don't care right now. Is she in the tent?
She sighs and turns and looks to the siblings.
Yep. They're still there. At this point with the commotion, Irina is awake and like starting to try to pay attention to what's happening.
Yeah, they're still in here.
Oi, need to talk to you.
Yeah, something pretty weird just happened, and I think you'll want to know about it.
You're saying this to Irina?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. She's gonna stand. She's gonna immediately like make sure her sword is at her side, and gets up and.
You got
Yes.
a twin named Taliana.
And she kind of just like sits at that name for a second, and you see her close her eyes and let out a small breath, and is like, "I know the name. Why?"
Dude.
Apparently some bloke named Straw came and asked Gilly over here about how Tatiana's doing, and I don't remember traveling with no Tatiana.
At least I think it was Strahd. I mean, he was very fancy. He got into my brain a little bit, and I don't appreciate that. But yeah.
Her eyes lock on you, Gilly, when you say Strahd. And she is just like, "I'm not Tatiana."
Yeah, no, I got that. I asked him if he meant you, and he like paused for a minute, and he was like, "Yeah," and he was like asking how you were and like thanking me for the eulogy for your dad, which was weird because he said he wasn't there, but he was watching, and like I don't know, man.
You see her hand visibly flex around the hilt of her sword at her side, like that got under her skin a little bit hearing that.
I mean, he seemed nice, and he just left. And also, he said he would never hurt you, and like I can't explain it, but I believe him.
She pulls her collar down again to show the marks, and she goes, "Likely."
Yeah, that's fair. Honestly, yeah, that's hard to refute.
Oh! You think he's one of them there, what you call them? Umpires?
Vampire.
Despite the mispronunciation, she gives an immediate
Umpire.
nod, like, "Yes, that's
Right.
exactly."
Right, one of them.
Yes. It seems the vampire got into. Where was he along the line of the camp?
You like woke me up. I was just sleeping over there in the trees, and he just like woke me up. So not far. And
Just
and it was weird because he had my cat, and I looked down at Ollie, like, and I'm new to the like wizardy magic shit, but I don't think people are supposed to have control over my cat other than me.
That does seem a little odd. D, I'm glancing out to where Gilly kind of indicates where she was sleeping. Is that essentially outside the, let's say, territory of the Vistani camp?
Technically, yeah, because where she is on the map, still the token, that's where they were.
And she's going to very firmly look at Gilly. You didn't invite him into the camp at all, correct?
No, it's not my place to invite people into other places. I don't do shit like that.
No, good. That's good. We're in. This is very important. If you ever run into Strahd or any other vampire, do not invite them into what is considered your territory or a home or a residence.
Guy, You see, he's not super paying attention because he's just kind of looking at Baka as like, I wonder if he. Actually, give me an insight. See if you can read Mirren. It's not going to be hard.
Yeah, it's a 19 on the die itself, and plus 5, 24.
You get the feeling about how Weirin's looking at Bok Lee, and after hearing that Strahd controlled Gilly's cat, you could probably put two and two together that Weirin's wondering if can Strahd control all animals? Could he control? Huh.
And she,
Oh god, is Weirin gonna suddenly become paranoid of repeat?
No, he's looking at Bok Lee. He's more focused on whether Weirin could, or whether Strahd could control Bok Lee, in which case, that is scary.
Yeah,
Because while he's traveling with you guys, he's following Bok Lee.
Yeah. Just... Weirin, please focus for a moment on me instead of your chicken.
Okay.
Gilly, it does cross your mind that you had left your cat outside the tent, like, entryway as a sort of alarm, and he had the cat. So there is some ideology there that he was able to walk up to the tents, at the very least.
I glance at Irina and firmly decide I'm not gonna scare this poor woman anymore, so I keep that little tidbit to myself.
Weirin just kind of looks around and is like, why, would this technically be considered a place? I mean, it's outside. Would he even need an invitation?
I'm going straight to the Vistani, the madam.
Okay.
Repeat, stay, watch.
He's just going to kind of snort at Sonia and go, okay, fine.
By the way, you said Strahd was mentioned by the Vistani when Weirin was talking to them last night, correct?
Yes.
Was he mentioned in a negative light, or
Kind of a mix. More neutral stance on it than anything. Just kind of the fact of the matter, more so than an opinion of him.
he just kind of contemplates it out loud? He's like, well, if he was already in the camp or near the camp, what's to say he hadn't already been invited? These guys don't seem exactly against him.
I think Sonia's gonna pause at hearing that and just continue to the madam's tent. Excuse me?
Yep, and she is already at her chair and looks up at you as you arrive, as if expecting you in some way.
Apologies for bothering you so early in the morning, but apparently Strahd paid one of mine a visit. Is he invited into this territory or no? Is your camp considered a territory?
You must understand that these lands are run and controlled by him. So, why does one need permission to walk one's own land?
How would one claim their own residence separate from his?
By claiming it. This tent is mine. It is not Strahd's.
That is useful. Thank you. It's been a few years. Oh dear. And she is walking back. It turns right back around. Is there, any otherwise information that you would be willing to impart?
She kind of looks at you for a second and goes, nothing more than you already know.
Yes, but the problem is I need to remember what I learned. It's been 5 years. Excuse me. And she's going to rush back out of the tent. And over to the group. Irina? Irina. We did pack tents in the, when we spoke ever so nicely to the fine general storeman, yes?
She gives a solid nod, and yes, we got a few tents.
All right. I need everybody to remember that when we set up the tents, we need to claim them. They are ours. Nobody but... Do not invite vampires in. Claim the tent as yours. Do not invite the vampires in. And she's very firmly looking at Weirin.
That seems like a arbitrary rule and hard to enforce. but
Weirin is just looking. It's like, I'm sorry. In all the time that I've known you, have you known me to even stay in a tent?
I'm... For your own safety, Weirin. We're dealing with vampires. They have a... If somebody has their own territory, their own home, a vampire has to be granted permission to enter. If they are not granted permission, they cannot enter. So you don't want to go, oh, hey!
Smile. You see a slight smile come over Weirin's face as he's like, so what you're saying is if I don't sleep in a tent, then I can fight an umpire at any time?
Certainly, go with that. Leave the tents to the rest of us. Be the bait.
I mean, I also don't sleep in tents, so I got you. And she holds out her fist for a fist bump.
Weirin completely blind fist bumps, but like since he's not looking at you, he just kind of misses.
Oh, my tit. Okay.
No, I was gonna say he knocks Bockley off of your shoulder, who he just happened to land on your shoulder.
I
Full on punches Bockley.
Sonia first looks at Rapide, and then she looks at Irina, and it's like this I'm sorry look.
The funny thing is, Gilly's intelligence is a 16. She's very smart. She's just a fucking hippie.
That's fine. It's just one of those things where Sonia's trying to warn people. If you,
I'm gonna let you guys
go
know.
ahead.
Weirin's intelligence is a 10. He's not exactly stupid. He just doesn't care.
Yes, because he has prophesy-itis, where he very firmly knows when he's going to die.
Mm-hmm.
You mean Repeat is actually smarter than Weirin?
Yeah, most likely. Wouldn't surprise me.
And can't talk. To prove it.
Yep.
I mean, Weirin's just gonna look at Repeat and be like, if anybody brings up the difference in their intelligence, he's like, well, one of us can talk, can he? Clearly, I'm smarter. Huh?
Spell currency.
Yes.
The fuck is currency?
All right.
I don't speak Goblin.
Gilly will turn to Irina and say, I mean, I guess we should get going. Do you know where you want to go when we get to town?
Yeah, Irina nods and kind of looks at Ismark, who answers and goes, yes, there is a church in town that I've heard is very safe, so we will start there.
I mean, it can't be any worse than the last church, so yeah. We should probably get going, huh, guys?
You see a wistful expression come over Weirin's face, like, oh, that last church was fun.
Alrighty, with that, do you guys hit the road?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Find ourselves back on the travel. So you guys, in brief conversation with Ismark, informs you have about another probably good 3 hours of constant on the road to get there. At the least, it may take longer depending on what you guys stop and do or what happens. So, yeah. So with that, Ismark begins to lead you, and you guys begin to head back towards a main semblance of a road. So you guys have been kind of following more of a foot trail, less carved, less signs of travel, and wagon wheels, aside from the fresh ones from the caravan that you just stayed at. But otherwise, not a lot of use. There are definitely better traveled trails. So eventually he leads you down, and you guys get to...
I may.
Ooh, good.
I have a question for the DM and for Eugene, since Artificer. Magical tinkering. It says that you can touch a tiny non-magical object as an action and give it one of the following magical properties. Oh, never mind. I found it. I can bestow the magic on multiple objects, touching one at a time. Maximum number is equal to your intelligence. At a time is equal to your intelligence modifier.
Yep.
My intelligence modifier is a 3. So I'm grabbing 3 rocks as we're walking and imbuing them with the stink bomb effect again.
Gotcha. And I think they get the enchantment. Well, I guess you can enchant them at the moment, but they retain that enchantment basically, and you just trigger them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. They're permanently enchanted until you either dispel it yourself, or the object is destroyed.
Or you
Yep,
exceed
or-
your maximum, and
yep,
then
you
the
override
oldest
a new one.
property. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay. I just wanted to double check that, and yeah, she's got 3 stink bombs ready on her at any time.
okay.
Also,
You better damn well warn Repeat before you throw those.
Yeah, she's showing Repeat that she's making them and giving him the signals for the warnings.
Can
Good.
I imagine how you're doing the stink bombs is you're just haphazardly collecting sweat from Weirin?
No,
gross.
no. It's very much a skunk stink bomb, so she's just picking up random stones, focusing on it for a moment. There's like a brief wind coalescing around it before it sinks into the stone, and the wind is kind of yellowish, if I recall the color of skunk spray correctly.
I do not care to research that.
Yeah, I'm still under the impression that Weirin smells worse than a skunk.
I mean, that's a good impression, but
About an hour into our walk, unless something else happens before that you want to do, Gilly is going to take a piece of jerky out of her salt pouch and munch away at it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Anything fun?
I'll message you.
Okay.
Weirin's just continually munching on eggs.
Also, last thing as we're walking along, are there any unique flowers to this area?
Go ahead and hold. I actually am unfamiliar.
Can I roll to see if Repeat notices that Gilly has meat?
I
No,
mean, everyone has travel, rations.
Yes, but I mean, Repeat is willing to steal food that is obviously displayed, especially jerky.
I think you suddenly have Repeat nosing up next to you, Gilly, and just going, "Beat me, puppy eyes."
Yeah, you
Puppy
have
eyes.
the attention of, but you've munched already. So
Or you could just pull a Kyla and just be nonchalantly doing whatever you're doing, but just glaring at Gilly. Which is what Kyla does. She'll be laying, she'll be just dozing, but her eyes will just constantly looking at me.
It feels like she's judging you.
You are not playing with me. How dare you?
You're not
if
playing
it-
with me, and you're not giving me the food you should be giving me.
If it helps as you're searching for potential unique flowers, I did roll a nat 20.
okay, I am unfamiliar with any unique flora of the area. I will do some research and get back to you on that. But
Okay. If
should
there-
you see something unique, I will point it out for you.
Yes, and she would try to collect a cutting because, again, she does have the botanical green thumb. She likes working flowers.
I will say you have some clippings of something, but it may just be a common, simple flower. It may not be anything spectacular. It's hard to say what grows in these foreboding and dark lands with not a lot of sunlight.
And I can imagine, especially with Gilly having shown signs of liking flowers, that once you have determined what flowers they are, Sonia's going to go over to see if Gilly is familiar with them since she's been here longer.
Gotcha. We will cross that metaphorical bridge later, once we cross this actual bridge that you guys are coming up across. So you guys, about, not too long into your travel, maybe about 20, 25 minutes, you start to come across, you can see up ahead, you've been able to see for a little while, as you're following the river, there is the base of a canyon. At the far end, you can see a great waterfall that's just splashing down, mist flying up into this still pool of water that eventually trickles into the river in which the bridge you guys are coming up across. The pool, then as the river kind of trails down, you lose sight of the river kind of into the fog. There seems to always be an ever-present fog, but it does kind of move and shift naturally, as it normally does when you're traveling. So along the bridge, you can also see there are, at each end facing outward on each side is just a pair of gargoyle figures that are just ever-present, ever-guardian, unmoving. So, but nothing spectacular happens, unless any of you want to stop and do anything, but just a fun little detour on your way. Not even detour, a fun little stop on your guys' way by.
Sonia is briefly going to examine the gargoyles, just trying to briefly get a sense of if there's anything arcane about them.
Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check then.
It's gonna be not terrible, not great. 17.
There seem to be regular old statues carved of stone. You don't see any like arcane markings of any kind that might indicate magical means.
Repeat is probably going to be actively looking for anything that he can hunt, like rabbits, squirrels, things that are easy meal.
Gotcha.
Chipmunks.
Go ahead and roll me a survival check.
Okie dokie. 18 on the dice plus. Where's my die? Where's my sheet? So 22.
You see, as you're coming up to the bridge, ahead of you, a rabbit has skipped out of the woods and is going down to the river edge to drink.
Future meal incoming.
Seeing Repeat kind of perk up a little bit, I kind of tap and ask, basically hand signals if he wants me to try to flush the rabbit his direction.
Where's the fun in hunting it if you need assistance?
So I'm just imagining that as a disdainful look at which
You're like,
rolls her eyes.
what kind of beast do you think I am that I need help hunting a rabbit?
She'll wave at him to go ahead, but she is taking out one of her poison darts, and just in case, because he has face planted before.
Fair enough. Are you gonna try to hunt after this little creature?
Oh, of course.
Yourself a sack. How are you going about this?
He's going to be crouching down. He's going to be doing his best to stealth up to the rabbit until he can get within striking range. Basically, he's going to get within like 15 feet and just do the full sprint forward to catch the rabbit.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Well, good thing that I'm wearing heavy armor and I get a disadvantage because one of the dice rolls was a nat 20. The other one was a 14, so that is a 19 in total.
That's still pretty good. Okay. And then go ahead and... So you've managed to sneak up to it. Go ahead and just roll a dexterity check.
Dexterity check? Okay. Just straight dex? Okay.
Just straight dex, add your modifier.
That is a 21 in total.
Okay, yeah, no problem whatsoever. You creep up on this thing right as it dips its head down to start drinking, and you get close enough, and right as its head comes up, it doesn't even see you. You are on it, and you have gotten yourself a nice little rabbit for a meal.
I'd like to do a quick perception check just to see if any other rabbits in the tree line just suddenly bolted because they saw their companion go chomp.
Go ahead. Go ahead and roll perception.
That was almost a nat 20, but that is instead of 14 with a 5, so 19.
You hear some rustling, but you don't see any. You gather that there was probably something in there that got spooked by the sudden lunge and subsequent small squeak of a rabbit being caught in some jaws.
I will, if I am allowed here, I will try to, I imagine this is going to be with disadvantage, but I'm going to try to grab a stone, catapult it toward that direction of the noise, because I don't want to poison the rabbit meat. I realized I was being an idiot by grabbing the poison dart. But I am trying to get a second rabbit for the group.
Meanwhile, Weirin is bored, so he's just gonna look for a place to, somebody to fight.
Go ahead and roll a perception check, Weirin.
So even at disadvantage, the lowest roll on the die was a 16 with a +5 spell attack. So I'm hoping that'll hit the rabbit that tried to bolt.
You fling the rock into there. You hear some rustling. Everything falls still. At this moment, you're not sure. You can go look.
I will very carefully with my quarterstaff go check.
And suddenly a large rabid raccoon leaps out and latches onto your face.
Yeah. I don't need I don't need the killer rabbit from fucking Monty Python after me.
Yeah. No, go ahead and roll just a quick survival check. See if you can track down if you did or did not.
I'll actually kind of signal for Rapide to come over to help me because he's got the nose.
By the way, I rolled a 6. I found nothing.
You see some birds that if only they were a little closer.
I'm gonna attempt to throw some eggs at the birds.
Okay.
Get down here and fight him, you feathered fuckers!
Fuck it. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Alright.
19, find the rabbit.
Oh no.
7.
7. Oh.
Roll a
No,
natural
damn.
2.
Ah, no.
Oh.
You sling some eggs to no avail. Just Weirin in the background chucking eggs at things.
Out of boredom.
It takes you a minute, but between Sonia, you kind of glancing through in the general area, and the Rapide getting in and sniffing, especially with fresh scent of another rabbit, you manage to quickly locate a poor little rabbit who, let's be honest, Catapult spell is going to fuck up, who is very damaged, but you can pull some meat off of that later, probably.
Yeah. Food is food. I will.
Better question for Sonia. Do you get to the rabbit before Rapide does?
Dex off.
Okay. Here, we'll roll it. We'll roll it in.
Yeah, I was about to say, roll it in game.
That's a 16.
That's a 20.
Ooh, she gets to it for you.
got to it before Repeat. You see Repeat just going
Barreling
for
for
it,
it,
and you're
I
like,
grab it,
nope,
yank it up.
mine.
Nope.
There's that moment where you both look at each other, and then it's a mad dash.
You know that look on Repeat's face. He's stolen your food before.
Oh, yes. And of course, the one thing that actually helps Sonia, I think, at this moment is the fact your mouth is already full of rabbit.
Well, Repeat would have either just downed the rabbit altogether, or he would have stored it when he went helping you look for more food.
Either way, making our way back to the group.
Gilly, who has been prestidigitating an umbrella over Irina this whole time to protect her from flyaway eggs. She just kind of sighs looking around at everything, and she's like, man, I really keep finding just absolute weirdos to hang out with.
This is your second. I mean, the other group was a little strange, but this
And you-
arguably might be weirder.
You realize, it's like, even if this thing was a chicken, it should not be able to produce eggs this fast.
Oh, she fully does not believe that's just a plain chicken. There's no...
Not only that, you started off with this thing's description as a rooster.
Yeah. Even if it was a normal chicken, it shouldn't produce eggs this fast. A rooster should not produce eggs at all.
Yeah.
But even if it wasn't a rooster and just a fucked up looking chicken, it still shouldn't be like rapidly producing eggs on command.
Yeah.
But yeah, just as a side note, just we're keeping an eye out for any food for the group. Basically a fresh meal once we get to town. And as
Speak
well as
for yourself.
Mark.
Repeat is going to eat anything that he catches.
Sonia is looking for food for the group. Repeat is looking to fill his stomach.
As always.
Better?
Yep. He's also using his echo to help him with the endeavor of finding any food.
It's crazy that that's just a free ability you get to do all the time.
Yep.
The Echo?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Matt Mercer design classes are a bit broken.
It's just-
Oh,
it's
was the Echo Knight one of Mercer's creations?
Yeah,
the
it's from
Queen Soldier
Explorers.
thing.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
from the Explorer's Guide to Wildmount, along with the Chronorchist and the Graviturgist Wizard,
Oh, okay.
and the
Yep.
Blood Hunter, but that's a little less broken.
It's been such balanced, after.
Well, the Blood Hunter is just extremely dangerous because there's a lot of its abilities involve hurting itself.
Yeah. It balances itself that way.
I'm going to do a shit ton of damage to you, but in turn, I'm doing a shit ton of damage to myself.
In fact, that's how that is how Tal's original. That's how Molly died, being a Blood Hunter and just hurting himself.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. He was a blood hunter. I forgot about that.
Yep.
He knocked himself unconscious by his own mechanics.
Jeez. Anyways, so you guys managed to stop and grab a little bit of essentially rations at this point, some fresh ones, and you continue making your way as you've crossed this bridge. After you get across this bridge and the forest clears off to your right side, you see the castle in all of its glory to your right. You've seen it from a distance, and sometimes it's been kind of blocked by the forest line. But this, other than a little bit of terrain and some hills, you get a pretty solid view of the castle from here. And occasionally you just see Irina and Ismark just kind of glancing over at it. Typically, obviously, you guys have been doing you're looking around and checking and observing everything that's around, but there's very specific looks that are being shared to, towards the castle. So.
Oh, by the way, DM question. What do you want me to roll for Sonia to start trying to pull more memories for how to deal with vampires and stuff, since it has been 5 years for her as she's walking?
I think it's going to take some more, like, triggering. You may have to face one, you may have to study one. I think it's going to take more than just trying to remember, because anything you would have been able to try to remember, you would have already been able to do so.
I like the basically territories and things like that. Yeah, she's.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do some research or some firsthand experience to kind of jog some memories.
Yeah. 5 years is a while, but yeah,
Yep.
she's also kind of eyeing, knowing now that is where that guy's home is. She's eyeing it warily, like, I really don't want to fucking go there. I really don't want to fucking go
Yeah,
there.
there is just looking at it even from the distance is just this ominous, like, everything in Barovia is dark and, very, very, for lack of a better term, oppressive, but there is just an extra layer of that placed upon any time you're looking in the direction of that castle.
Also, side note, she is muttering the I really don't want to fucking go there in Celestial. So,
Okay.
Gilly, you understand that.
I mean, I don't see why. It seems like a pretty cool place. Like, it's fucking huge and fancy.
And Weirin is gonna be like, I really don't get the point of having a house that big. I mean, how much stuff do you have? Oh, I think you'd get lost in there.
It's less about, it being fancy, Gilly, and more who's inside and what my family does. And I just wanted to be a city guard for a while and then retire with a flower shop. And now I'm here.
Why didn't you stay at your flower shop?
I need to save up the money to own a flower shop, hence being a city guard.
Sucks.
Got to earn the proceeds to buy the building and business permits and city council permits, and it's a lot, Weirin, to own a
You
business.
need all that to sell flowers.
In the city, yes.
That's
Especially
stupid.
exotic flowers that could be lethal if ingested or sold, which means you need to have insurance.
At
permit.
hearing this, Weirin busts out laughing. Lethal flowers? Ha! Ah! That's a good one.
I
She
passed
pauses
Weirin a
and-
nightshade berry.
Oh yes, you should try that. That's a wonderful berry.
Oh, what is okay, hold on. Oh,
He just
boy.
looks at it, he's like,
Sonia
Whatever.
immediately recognizes it.
he's just like, whatever, and he downs it.
Gilly
Oh,
eats one
Lord.
too.
Oh, okay, hold on. I need to do some.
You're talking to a guy who literally eats pretty much poison every day. Like, it's its main ration.
Yeah, I know, I get that. I'm just amused because Nightshade and Belladonna are very fucking lethal.
Not that it's going to do much, but for the next 10 minutes, we're going to have the poisoned condition. Doesn't do a whole lot right now, but that is what
Well,
You
he
ain't
like,
really
kind of
good.
hits your stomach, and you're like, maybe that wasn't the best.
he's just like, oh, this one's giving me the gurglies.
Avoid the Nightshade. That'll
Nice.
open up your own blood.
Promise.
Gilly eats two more.
Can I get another one?
God.
Yeah, sure. I got a whole pouch of them. Gives him a solid handful.
I'm going
Oh,
to
no.
laugh if Weirin ends up killing himself by eating these things.
So am I. Please.
I'm just gonna
There's
say this.
saves.
His wisdom is 8.
Yeah.
There's a reason why I get so low on perception, even though I have proficiency in it.
I'm just amused that this would be potentially the way for Weirin to go because, again, after a certain number of those, I would be arguing for Constitution saves.
Yeah. Go ahead, and I will leave the decision to you. If you would like to make a nature check, you can. Otherwise, you do you.
Why would Weirin ever make a nature check?
Exactly. That's why I was like, I'm gonna leave it up to you if you even want to attempt one.
I'm just thinking about that. I'm like, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
Nom 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 nom.
Ooh, yeah, we'll cross
We're-
that bridge in a minute.
I don't know if you guys caught it last session, but Weirin has also said he's drank blood before. It just didn't taste very good.
Yeah.
Kind of metallic.
Copper.
So, there's some
But-
weirdness going on already. So
Pretty sure if Weirin became a Dampier, he wouldn't notice.
Probably not.
same old.
Pretty much.
Anyways,
down.
as Weirin
Down.
is cramming some more nightshade berries on your
As
guys'
Weirin is
travel.
actively poisoning himself.
Yeah. You guys begin to approach what looks like a giant set of gates. There is you can see there is larger hillsides that come along the sides of the gates, and then forest that spills out behind it. You can see these jutting, impenetrable wooden doors with high stone framing. The huge iron gate work that goes into these as well. These things are sturdy. These things are meant to be, siege defense. There are 2 statues on either side. On this side of the gate that are headless. They're just standing there flanking each side of the gate. And you can see a short distance away from each of them that the head has rolled. And as you guys begin to pass through, the gates kind of creak once in a while, almost like a scream in the wind as they kind of creak ever so slightly with the wind.
So there's just a stone head chilling on the ground?
Yep, both statues' heads are removed and on the ground nearby.
How big is it?
I mean, how big is a suit of armor head? Helmet.
I'm just trying to... Weirin's gonna see if he can pick it up. Mind you, he only has a 12 strength, but he's gonna see if he can pick up the head.
It's heavy. You probably wouldn't want to travel with it carrying it, but you can pick it up.
You're just considering this for workout purposes, like, nah.
A big medicine ball, like a heavy medicine ball.
Pretty much.
Are they
Like,
are they of anyone in particular, or are they just like generic?
They seem to be of similar design to what you guys saw back in the Death House, which is the wolf shape helmets, but they've been outside so long they've been weathered and worn that most of the features have kind of been stripped away, and they're just the general vague shape.
Dope.
So as you guys pass through these gates, you actually hear the flapping of cloth, and it brings your attention up to the other side of the gate that you couldn't see until you got through. Strapped up, arms to the side, kind of attached to the back of the gate is a body. There's a body just hanging from that gate, almost like a warning. And it's old, decrepit, decayed.
Weirin just
Seems
looks up
to-
and then starts getting like, yes!
Gilly glances at Irina and she's just like, "Are you sure this is the better place to go?
She points at it, and Bull making eye contact with you. She goes, "See what side of the gate it's on? That's the side they're trying to keep in." And Sonia and Gilly, as you both look up at it again, the figure attached to the door frame is different than it was 2 seconds ago. For Sonia, you look up and you see a very small figure, much smaller than it appeared before, dressed in robes. Tiny little gnomish form. For Gilly,
Perception.
you look up and you see a tiefling, red, decrepit, falling apart.
No. Panic. Just pure panic. But it's only like 10% because she's so unexpressive, but it's a big change for her. She's like...
This probably doesn't affect Weirin at all. He just sees a random body.
Yep. For the rest of you, it's just the miscellaneous corpse hanging from the back.
I want to clarify, DM. You said gnome, so are we looking at Rudy's old... Am I looking at Rudy's old character?
You are glancing up and seeing the decrepit, weathered form of a little Belmond.
How high up is this?
It's tall. It's up at the top of the gate, and these gates are 20, 25 feet height. They're tall.
I will out loud to Irina. Why did the corpse change to look like Belmont?
And you guys look at her to wait for her answer and look back, and it's normal. It's back to a decrepit, nondescript corpse.
I just look at her, I'm like, what are you talking about? It's a corpse.
That's trippy, man.
I've carried Belmont on the end of me. On the enemy's sword. That's not Belmont.
That...
It was my friend George. Which is
Irina?
wild, because Madame Ava said he's alive, which is a surprise to me.
Would you please explain that oddness?
Because he died?
Irina just kind of looks up at it and goes, weird things happen here a lot. Even if I could try to explain it, I don't think I could.
Right then.
This place sucks.
Like, when... I think with Sonia looking up and saying that, it's surprised, but she's also, especially when Gilly mentioned seeing the friend, it's like, she barely knew Belmont. Why would she be seeing Belmont? What the fuck?
Indeed. Why would you be?
Could have something to do with, Sonia trying to sacrifice him.
Oh, she didn't actively try to do that yet. She was just telling him to shut the fuck up about, her dog. And about to go to blows with him. And then he sacrificed himself and solved the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
We should
But-
keep going.
Yeah, I was gonna say eventually the group, his mark's like, come on, we're not too far. And with that, you guys continue on past. Travel, for the most part, is kind of going uneventful. There seems to be just kind of an unnatural calm, the occasional bird or something in the distance, and then just the ever-present fog, the mist rolling in the background. Almost like... It's weird. It almost feels like the mist is watching you because it's always there, but it's mist. There's nothing else it could do. Eventually, you guys come across a split in the road, a less traveled road, but one that has seen some cart travel, kind of similar to the road that took you up to the camp. It is kind of older. Like I said, there are wagon tracks, but certainly less traveled. And Irina and Ismark don't even look that way. They keep moving past it.
If I may, while we're walking, I'd like to use my Watcher's Eye, which basically allows me to do the following.
The most you can make out through the mist in any way is a large structure of some kind, but nothing like... You do think in the back of your mind, if I'm going to hide out, I'll go hide somewhere abandoned, but if you think back to the town you were just in, half of the places in the area were abandoned, so, it's no more sketchy than anywhere else you've seen.
Yeah. So, kind of feels like a very almost lawless area.
Yeah,
essentially.
if there is any enforcement of any kind, it is loose and so far not very structured in any way. It's very much
I mean, we
fend
did
for
just beat up
yourself.
a shopkeep, so yeah.
So how Rapide prefers things. Oh, look, you look tasty. I'm going to eat you.
Whatever works. Eventually, you guys come snug up against the forest again. The travel seeming to take you in this winding path around the hills, but skirting the forest as best it can. You guys do occasionally hear some howls, some different things moving through the forest, but no sight of anything that might kind of catch your attention otherwise. Eventually, you guys wind down and around, and a break in the forest actually reveals a large lake off to your right. There is a pretty wide patch between the forest that gives you a good view, and you can see across another giant collection of forest, barely peeking out through the mist. Water is strangely a welcome sight in these lands because it's nature, it's pure, and it's not the terrifying forest that seem to be crawling with wolves. So it's a little bit of a breath of fresh air as you get this glimpse as you continue on. And as you get around into this smaller bend away from the lake, you do see and start to see signs of a town. You start to see signs of civilization ahead after this couple-hour jaunt down through the wilderness.
I'm gonna send you a quick message, Real.
If there's anything you guys would like to do, obviously we stopped and hunted some rabbits, but if there's anything else you guys would like to do during these travel, let me know, because I'm happy to stop and do them. Otherwise, I will keep us moving right along.
I have no reason.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'll ask Irina if she wants to spar from time to time.
I think she nods and says, maybe when we're safe. Out here in the forest, you don't want to be weak in any reason.
Oh, and almost this entire trip, Repeat is keeping his echo up, just because if something's going to attack, he'd
Might as
rather
well have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it probably helps to bring your intimidation level up. Essentially, there's a aspect of having bigger numbers because it's another body, but two of these large dog-like creatures is
Yeah. I mean, nothing like having to 5 foot at the shoulder shark wolf mix things.
Yeah.
Prowling around with you.
Yeah, I'm asking because I can't recall if this is a thing for D&D.
What is?
I get
I'm responding.
some of my lore mixed up sometimes.
Okay, so you guys continue down along the path, and you eventually find yourselves approaching these large gates. The old road that you've been traveling slowly kind of transitions into a valley. And you can see off in the distance there's mountains. And the woods, as you get closer, slowly recede back and revealing this wooden palisade wall around. And there are a number of figures that are starting to pop in from your distance that are seemingly patrolling and guarding these walls. You do see a large wrought iron gate, and as you approach, you start to see smaller little things. You aren't really quite sure what they are until you start to really get close to the gate, and around the palisades you see several spikes driven into the ground, and most of them have some type of wolf head staked on there. Some type of warning, hope to keep out the common threat.
Oh, they're going to absolutely love Repeat, aren't they?
You're different enough that you don't really register as a wolf per se, but
Sent you a message as well.
Gilly pauses for a second and looks at one of the wolf heads and looks at her warhammer and is like, "You could do something with that." No, I'm getting in trouble. She passes it by.
As you approach, you see a pair of figures who have been patrolling along the top of this palisade wall slide in the top of either side of the gate, and once you're in close range, they go, "Halt! Who goes there?"
It's just
I
us.
I just kind of go over to Sonia. I'm like, can't remember. Did you say we're not supposed to be invited in, or others aren't supposed to be invited in?
Others. We're here escorting a lady to this area.
You ain't an umpire, are you?
We're in.
What?
There is just a
If they're an
watchful,
umpire, they have to tell you, right?
there's a watchful eye that just kind of passes over all of you, and eventually the guard calls down, and the gate starts to open in front of you.
Gilly says, "No, I'm pretty sure that's police you're thinking of."
Oh, okay.
It'd be militia or something.
What's up,
Gotta
police?
tell me if you're part of the militia.
I could have made this so bad because I could have had Repeat just walk up to the. How tall were the palisades?
Oh, 15, 20 foot tall at places.
Yeah, Repeat could just easily put his echo up there, teleport to it, then go down the other side and
Yeah, please.
basically teleport down.
They may not be a fan of that. So.
Yeah, like I said, I could have made it bad.
But with that, we find ourselves entering into the town of Vallaki. You can see Ismart kind of breathe a sigh of relief as they walk in, kind of glad that they've arrived at the destination. There's been a slight nervousness to his face the whole time, just being out on the road after you guys had gotten attacked, and the mention of Strahd having visited in some aspect. Kind of a spooked moment, some spooked feelings going on. So you guys find yourselves entering on the eastern side. Let me grab use Gilly. You guys find yourself entering on the eastern side of the city. Let me grab my page because I'm terrible at descriptions. And this is my disclaimer for this area. This is where the game really opens up. Bear with me. This is where a lot of weird stuff starts, being available. So.
Sorry, I just about choked up my water. So.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So you enter into this town, and it's fairly bustling. There's a lot of activity, and especially compared to where you just came from in Barovia, where there was nobody in the streets and nothing happening. You actually see quite a bit of activity and movement here. There is quite a bit of hustle and bustle, people moving things. You actually see, strangely, what seems to be decorations and stuff that people are in the process of taking down or putting up. It's a really strange. You guys have kind of gone from 3 different feelings and ways of being around people. You went from this super abandoned place to a very lively camp to suddenly civilization, like actual people going out and doing things. So it's been kind of a roller coaster of experiences for you guys. So
I kind of look at Irina. If I may, what, other than perhaps city guard and the like, makes this place, well, frankly, more lively than the other?
and she looks at Ismark, who you can tell Irina's been too focused on everything else. Ismark seems to be the one who's like done the research and is like inquiring, and and he kind of motions around and goes, the giant walls. This place seems to be safer than many other places. With an actual, militia set up. And a lot of people coming and going. Compared to a lot of places in Barovia, I've heard this is probably the second safest place.
Second safest? What's the first?
There's even further out, another town, Krezek, I think it was called. But
Phil, make a mental note of that. And again, using Watcher's Eye to kind of get a feel as I keep up guard posts. Excuse me.
Yeah, you definitely can see all along the walls. You see guards patrolling, and you'll notice this as you go through the entire town. There are definitely guards always on the walls. There are definitely little posts and areas for them to climb down or to briefly rest, or different things of that nature. So there's definitely a fairly well established guard presence here. How fully organized it is, you're not sure. You'd have to kind of dive in a little deeper to find that out. But even just from a quick glance, you can tell that they've at least got some semblance of organization here compared to anywhere else you've seen.
Okay.
So let me see what you guys are passing because my brain is forgetting.
I'm going to roll something real quick.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm just going to do an int check real quick to see if Repeat decides to be an asshole or not.
Sure. Oh boy.
I'm.
This is going to be bad. That's a 7. So.
Well, let me roll a perception just to see if I can read your body language. At 20. Grabbing your tail. Or actually, no, grabbing you by the scruff. Please don't do anything to get us into trouble.
Contested strength checks.
Oh, fuck.
Repeat already has something in his mind. Here, let's roll it in the game just for
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
You grab a hold of Repeat's scruff, but he just kind of gives a shrug and just keeps on going. He's looking for the greenest looking soldier he can find. The one that is like the newest on the beat type scenario.
It's hard to determine because they're all up on the palisades, and on this side there's they have a height advantage on you. From this side, you're looking up towards them. They're patrolling away and towards you at all times. It's kind of hard to tell it's exactly who might be. Also, they're not on the same level as you. Because so far you haven't seen any guards in town. They've only been out on the walls themselves.
Okay, so they have a little like a catwalk that they're walking across, right?
Yeah, there's like a walkway that is up along, kind of like crenulated so that they can hide behind it if they needed to.
So like a
Okay.
rampart.
Yeah, like
Okay.
a rampart.
So we're already passing through the gates, right?
Yes, you have entered
Okay.
and started to walk into the first row of houses where you started seeing people.
As we walk past the ramparts, there's going to be an echo of Rapide standing behind, just silently standing behind one of the guards that's at the gate.
Okay.
Just sitting there.
You
Rapide's going to sit down on the ground, but he's going to have the echo just standing there, almost at eye level with one of the guards.
Okay. He's currently not focused his attention inward, so he's kind of scanning the forest line, kind of glancing back and forth. Doesn't seem to notice it at the moment. He's very focused on doing his job for the time being.
If he doesn't notice within a short period of time, then the echo is just going to start creeping its head forward slowly until the tip of Rapide's nose becomes visible in the guy's peripheral.
Okay. Let me see. So he's got he's got a large crossbow in his hands. He's kind of glancing back and forth, and he sees out of the peripheral, and like in his mind, it's just like a guard or something, another guard that's walked up. He doesn't, he's too focused on what he's looking at, so he doesn't notice. And he just, yeah, and he just is like asking, what they want essentially.
Well, I mean, the echo's going to continue creeping his head forward until either he reacts to it as if he notices that it's not one of the guards, or he spots the teeth.
Yep. A moment later, after there's no response, he fully turns his head and looks at, and like points crossbow at it immediately.
And then it just vanishes.
He's just like, what the fuck? And he's gonna roll a perception to see. No, he did. Nope.
He doesn't even see Rapide sitting down on the.
No, because his immediate attention shifts back outside rather than inside, and he's like now scanning for this weird thing that he got a glimpse at, and has no idea what the fuck is. This guard's gonna be paranoid for the rest of the day.
Oh yeah.
Just be
so. Rapide's just going to kind of stand up, and you remember the Snidely Whiplash Muttley laugh that he had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to be doing that as he rejoins the rest of the group.
You walk away with the satisfaction of knowing this poor bastard is on his own level on high alert now because he thinks he's losing his fucking mind or something.
It's not just that. I mean, to Rapide, this guy failed the perception test just in general.
Yeah.
He's now labeled this guy as inept.
Yeah, and yeah, you get
Which means he's probably going while we're in town. Rapide's probably going to be targeting this guy now.
You can take note that the southeastern corner guard is maybe not on his A game today, or maybe ever. You're not sure. He just arrived, so
yeah.
But so you guys get led deeper in. Ispark is kind of leading through and kind of looking. You're not sure the way he's looking if he's been here or not. He seems to be just kind of examining and glancing. You guys pass a big opening, what looks like a stockyard. There's a bunch of materials and stuff all around, a couple carts laid out. But
also, Rapide's getting bopped on the head when he returns.
You continue on, and you can see the road kind of split off. And you can see there were some decorations kind of happening at first that you were starting to see. For sure now, you see this large open area down the left street that is covered in decor of various bright colors and different things. Maybe some type of festival or something's going on. You're not really sure what's happening there, but you can definitely tell there's something has been or is going on in that space, but you continue to get led on by Ismark as they kind of push on.
And that's really weird. In the year that I've been here, I've never even heard so much as a hooray, let alone a whole festival of any kind.
Yeah, this is definitely bizarre considering the places that you have already been today and in just the past couple of days. It's very different comparatively to what has been, used to. So, as you guys continue on, you get to this intersection up here where it splits off into several different pathways, and you guys see Booba kind of occasionally glancing down that left. What would be the left is to the south road. Not saying anything about it because I don't want to speak for Rudy's character, but you definitely see him making glances down that way as you guys pass.
Definitely clocking that for later, but first we've got to deliver this girl to her new territory, whatever.
Yeah. You guys also do immediately clock to the right after you pass that intersection. There is a bustle of activity, some general noise and sounds. Anybody who's been around for a while knows the sounds of a tavern. So there's definitely a tavern right here in the middle of town that you guys note as you're passing by. You keep going, and it's more residential and more just housing and different stuff going on. At this point, anybody who would like to make an insight check for me, they may do so.
Insight.
Bet.
I'll do an insight.
10.
That is
Okay.
an 18 on the die with
Where's
23.
Warren's gonna make a perception or insight check just to see if anybody's mean mugging him and anybody's looking for a fight.
That's honestly that's kind of what I'm going for, is to kind of get a read on the people as you've been passing through.
Yeah, that's a 23 for me.
Jeez.
I rolled a 19 plus 4.
Amazingly, insight or perception for me.
You may choose. You can either do insight to
Yeah,
pick up on
perception.
what everybody else is, but
Unnatural 20
nice.
for weird.
You're passing by, Weirin specifically, you're passing by, and not a lot of these people look like fighters. A lot of these look like definitely civilians in nature. They're commoners. They're not going to put up much of a fight even if they wanted to. Your mind skips back to that tavern, and you're like, someone there. There's got to be someone there.
Oi, you guys feel like a drink?
Not yet. We need to get Irina to where she needs to go.
And Ismark nods and agreed. Let's get to the church first, and then we can.
So
I'll buy you all around the drinks.
I'll turn on my camera so you can see what Weirin does. So Weirin pretty much goes like this. just the most petulant child. Fine.
Yeah. Are there any guards that are just on their own along the way?
You might see one or two passing by. You're not really sure where they're headed, but for the most part, the guards seem to be out on the walls more than anything.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah.
I was going to see if I can start a new rumor in the town.
You get the feeling that the biggest threat is not in town; it's out of town. So.
Oh, I'm going to make the entire town paranoid.
Oh yeah, I assumed as much at this point. So. Eventually, you guys do start to approach, and you can see just from the general shape and structure of it, it's definitely a church. This kind of like everything in Barovia, kind of worn, the stone kind of slouched to the side, large steeple at the top, but all along parts of the material are some cracks in the stone. It's seen better days. It's sturdy, but probably could do with some repairs. There is a wrought iron fence that goes around a small graveyard, similar to the previous church you had approached. And as you do get up to it, you notice that the church is, for the most part, in the same kind of design as the other one. It is a very similar make, but probably just adjusted for its placement here. So very similar internal and external structure to it.
So, fun fact, totally unrelated to the game, but I found out what the difference between a graveyard and a cemetery is.
Oh,
A graveyard is always connected to a church, thus being the yard that has graves. Cemetery is usually next to a road and not connected to a church.
that makes sense. That's a very interesting fact, actually. I knew there was a difference, I just didn't know what it was.
I see
Also-
Kitty in camera.
Yes.
Just as a kind of crack at Weirin when he does that very childish sigh of his, Tanya's going to glance at him and raise a brow. Weirin, if I may, how old are you?
Hmm.
All right.
I don't think Warren even knows how old he is.
And it's just a long look before she nods and turns back to escorting the others because, all right, that checks.
Yeah, he literally has
old, he
never
doesn't
thought
even
about
know.
it. No, he's just never thought about it.
Yeah. So you begin to approach this church. Very similar, like double door setup that opens up. The doors are open, and you can see a number of people inside. Even just glancing down the hall towards it, you can see that there are a number of people in reverie and worship and prayer. And you do see that same symbol that was at the other church, the like sun emblem and different motif, scattered in this building as well. Definitely the same religion as the other location. Inside, you can also see who you can immediately ping as the priest of this location. A fairly common-looking man. He's got short brown hair, a pair of glasses, wearing some type of religious symbology around his neck. Clearly the father, as you will, of this priest of this church. And you can see him motion to, he's talking to somebody, and then he motions to a smaller child who is also dressed in similarly, like, as fancy as you can get in these area, robe and attire, who scampers off to do whatever he was just asked to do.
Is he wearing vestments of the Dawn Father or the Night Mother?
Of the Morning Lord, yes.
Whatever. Gilly approaches and bows her head a little bit and says, "In his light, welcome. Not welcome. We're the ones that should be. Okay, hi."
And you see him crack a small smile at that, and he goes, newcomers, hello, welcome. I've not seen your faces around here before. And he gives a smaller, more polite bow for introduction. He goes, I'm Father Lucian. If you need anything, you may come to me.
Yeah, we're actually coming from Barovia. I don't know if you know him, but I was living with, out of character, I can't remember dude's name.
I cannot either. Give me 2 seconds.
It's Vic something.
Yeah. Donovic. There you go. You got it.
I was living with Donovic, the priest over there, for like a year, and yeah, so, hi, we're bringing some friends here seeking shelter.
And you can see he was gonna, he started to, like, talk, as you mentioned, Donovich, but, glances over instead and, looks at the rest of the group, and he goes, is that so? We're happy to provide sanctuary to those who require it.
Cool, glad to hear.
Now everybody went inside the church, right?
Did everyone?
Well, Rapid's not. He's not going inside the church.
Weirin has no reason to.
Tanya's going to.
In fact, now that Rapid
unless the
knows where
priest-
everybody's going to be at, he's going to go and start setting in motion his ploy, his plan.
Unless the priest is offered we're in a fight, he has no interest in it.
Fair enough. So
And I was going to be waiting outside with apparently Weirin and Repeat, trying to make sure Repeat behaves. Not bad.
fair enough. So with that, it is just. I would imagine Booba stays outside. He's probably standing outside the church, looking back into town still. But so Gilly, it's just you and Ismark who steps forward and goes, yes, we would very much appreciate some respite among these troubling times. And the priest gives a nod and goes, I understand you don't need to explain. Please, come. And Irina kind of looks at you, Gilly, and goes, thanks for the help, I guess. She just kind of like doesn't know the words to say. She's just like,
Gilly cracks a little bit of a grin and says, hey, anytime you need anything, you just let us know. And she holds out her arm, like going for like a warrior's hand grab, weird forearm grab thing.
She
Q nat 20 Repeat.
she kind of gives you an up and down and then completes it.
Dope. Hey, I hope that this place is the safety you've been looking for.
She nods, and I sure hope so too. And Ishmark pipes up and goes, don't forget, I promised your group a favor, so do not hesitate to ask. You know where to find us. We will be here, or I'm sure any motions to the father who goes, yes, no, we can indeed provide you a shelter. There are a few places that are unattended.
Gotcha.
So.
She'll hold out her arm to Ismark for the same, and if he takes it, she'll clap him on the shoulder too and say, look, I don't know why everyone in town calls you Ismark the Lesser, because you're a pretty damn great guy.
You see his face slightly drop at the Lesser, and he just goes, I appreciate it. Just like tries to kind of smile and push through it, but just
So
is like, yeah, okay.
So would this conversation be happening in like the main room of the church?
Yes, if you were standing at the
So
doorway, you could hear it.
Yeah, Weirin is kind of leaning against the doorway. He's like, "Oh, it's the Lesser." See, I always thought it was Ismark the Lester, and I'm like, those are two different names.
Nah,
There's
Ismark
a
the
chuckle
Greater
from Irina.
now.
There's a small chuckle from Irina as she hears that. Like, that's a good one. I like that.
As a side
Well,
note to you, poor DM,
I see.
Repeat
There's
is now being chased by fucking Sonia through town.
Yep, I had a
I'm trying
feeling.
to leash this son of a bitch. I am going to put you on a leash. Get back here.
Good luck catching Repeat.
No coffee for a week. Get back here.
As you guys are
You can't
running-
catch me. I'm Speed.
Basically.
as you guys are running back into town, Sonia chasing after Repeat. Repeat, you actually have to like swerve around a figure, and it catches you as odd. This figure seems like everybody else, but you run past this man who's just full bald head. He's got darker skin. But that's not what sets you off, is this strange figure has one really large kind of swollen arm, like abnormally sized, and jutting out of various spots near the shoulder are spikes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely an interesting aspect. So it's a bald dude with a really single buff arm that has spikes in it.
It is mostly resembling a human arm, but part of it is kind of deformed and twisted in a way that it bends at a slightly different spot than an elbow would because it's longer. But it's got these like semi-organic like spikes sticking off of the shoulder in various spots.
Upon spotting that, Repeat is going to instantly do kind of a slide halt, and both Echo and Repeat are going to be staring directly at this thing. Whether or not Sonia manages to
Yeah, I'm gonna
stop
need
herself
a roll.
from
Give me a
barreling
second.
past is a different matter.
I need to do a dex save because I am right on your ass in that. Would a let's see, my dexterity save is a +3. Would a 17 prevent me from going flying over Repeat?
Yeah, you managed to catch yourself, but you definitely in this process get the man's attention, whose less monstrous arm goes to a sword at his side, and he just kind of gives you both a scowl, like, you know, he wasn't expecting it, and you've now kind of interrupted him.
Hello, good sir. I'm just trying to wrangle my dog back into grabbing it for Repeat's scruff.
He just kind of tilts his head to the side as he examines the two of you. There's a flash of, you can instantly see that he doesn't recognize you, and therefore you are immediately suspicious to him. But he kind of just like returns that full scowl and goes, "Put it on a leash," and keeps walking.
Meanwhile, Weirin's caught up to this. Is like, he looks at Sonya and looks at Repeat and looks at her like, "Hey, he seems like a fun one to fight."
Do we recognize him?
No,
Yeah.
you've never seen this man. You would recognize this deformity
That's
of an arm.
what I was kind of curious about.
Yeah, you would recognize. There's no way you'd be able to mistake him. So there's no way you've met him.
Yeah,
Does he have any weird smell to him? Because, I mean, that definitely doesn't look like a normal arm.
No. I don't think so. I don't think there's any unique smell to him or anything. He just seems off and very clearly looks it as well. Doesn't seem to be making any attempts to hide this monstrous adjustment to a body.
Also, Repeat, perception check.
For what?
You're getting collared. 19
Well,
on the die with a +3 sleight of hand for 22 total.
That's fine. Repeat's just going to teleport to his Echo. So the collar is now around the Echo.
And I don't realize that because that would be a new trick.
Yep.
And I give you a very firm tug, thinking it's you. Enough. Dilly dally.
Please let the tug do 1 point of damage. So
Oh,
the
I was
Echo
going to have the Echo follow Sonya until it gets out to about 30 feet, and then it's just going to vanish.
No, she's looking at the other one and just like.
It's just standing there,
Echo.
staring at him.
Dissipate the echo.
Okay, he does exactly that. The collar now falls limp. And off Repeat runs again.
And off we go again! Repeat,
So
get back here!
So while this is happening, we flash back to
I'm
the
just
church.
Scooby-Doo fucking soundtrack right
Basically, that's beginning to be
Wait,
what happened.
Weirin wouldn't be there because he's still at the church. My bad.
You probably saw this happening down the road.
I mean, you probably saw Repeat just pale-mail bolt down the road with Sonya chasing him.
Yeah, because we did start off together by the church, all of us, and then
Yeah.
Pete went whoop.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but yeah. So while this is happening back in the church, the priest looks back to you, Gillian, and says, "Is there anything else you need?"
Yeah. None of us have been here before, and I noticed there's like a festival thing going on. Is there anything we should, like, not do while we're here? Or, like, check out, or...
And he slowly nods as you mention the festival, and he's like, and you can see him. The festival, as you mention it, kind of crosses his face. There's a moment of like a change of emotion, and then back to like a bright, better expression. And he goes, "Yes, our burgomaster likes to hold celebrations to keep our spirits up around here. So that's all that is. You just missed the last one. We have another one coming up though, if you happen to remain in town to see it."
Oh, really?
Why exactly are your spirits down?
Our spirits down. Well, you've seen.
Because this place fucking sucks.
And he just motions to Gilly like.
Well, I
There you
was
go.
gonna say it. I was thinking they might have some, other concerns other than it just being a gloomy ass fucking place.
There are many
Maybe
things-
something I could fight to relieve some of their gloom.
I mean, I don't think the tavern would say no to another couple of hands providing food for the town. So
Hunting job.
Oh, that's,
Gotcha.
Ah,
we have a
I was
couple
about
of
to
very
say,
capable, but
I was about
more
to say
help.
I don't cook.
No, you would not have to.
You don't want his cooking anyway. He eats these weird ass eggs that come out of his weird ass. It's a long story. I'm also wondering if maybe you've seen my friends. I'm looking. I guess there's 3 of them now. Shit.
Weirin looks a little bit confused. He's like, I thought we were friends.
I mean, yeah, but I have other friends too. I just found out are still alive, so I want to find them.
You know, that is very true. I often end up having my friends dead too.
Yeah, it's
Weird how that
wild
happened.
much it happens.
It's really weird how that happens quite a bit.
It is. So the one.
What is this common ground being found here?
Common ground and often murdered friends.
So she turns back to the priest and she's like, so there's 3 of them. One of them is an elf woman. I don't know if you know what that is, because I noticed most people here are humans. She looks like a human, but she's got pointy ears and like really pretty brown hair and like green eyes. Her name is Visalda, and then also there's Timmy. He looks like him, honestly, and she points at at Weirin, but a little bit prettier and not as smelly. And his name's Timmy. And also there's George, who I thought was dead, but I guess he's not, and that's worrying. He has red skin and these really dope ass horns that come out of his face and like a pointy tail. And he, I don't know, it's been like a year since I've seen him. But yeah, have you seen them?
You see him
Alright.
processing this whole collection of things you told. You did see a flash on his face as you mentioned elf. But he let you finish first. And he goes, good.
Meanwhile, you see just Weirin just like smelling himself. Just like, I smell.
Like a sewer, my dear.
Exactly like you like it.
He's now just trying to remember last time he was in a sewer. He's like, that doesn't make any sense.
But the priest nods and he goes, well, I don't think I know any of those specifically. They don't exactly sound the any emotions up to the religious symbology behind them. He goes, the religious types, but the tavern gets all sorts of strange passerbys. You might find something there. As for your elf friend, we do have a few folk of that type who live south of town, actually. There's specifically an encampment of those who have stuck together. So
Oh shit, really?
you might try.
I
Not
guess
exactly
you're
like
being
you.
a little. You hear Weirin just be like, huh, I guess you were being a little close-minded in your, thinking they hadn't seen elves before.
You know, you learn more every day. It was my fault for assuming.
I'm sorry, out of character. I just love this repertoire between Gilly and Weirin.
This is great.
It is a very odd matchup here on.
Very strange dynamic, yeah.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. Anyway,
I love it too. I love it too. It's great.
The priest continues by the ones to the south are not quite what you described. You said a lighter skin, yes.
Yeah.
And the ones to the south, unfortunately, are all of a darker complexion. So
Really? Okay.
you may not find your friend among them, but they might know, perhaps, where they are.
Okay. Well, listen, I appreciate your time and everything you're doing. We're gonna get out of your hair, let you get back to your priestly business. Take good care of our friends, huh?
I look up. I can't remember. Was this priest bald?
No, he's got
Okay.
like short brown hair, kind of as neatly cut as he can afford to have in this setting.
Alright, I'm gonna be like, "Oi, Barkley, get out of his hair!"
Shoves him off like, how?
I don't know how he gets out into some places he gets into, but it's a surprise.
It's
You also
wild.
see, as you look at Buckley, he actually seems to be somewhat on fire from just being inside this building. Oi, get out, get out.
The priest just watches it with just an aghast, like, okay, just
Gilly.
accepting.
Gilly claps Weirin on the shoulder and just ushers him in like, alright, well, thanks.
And Ismark actually returns. You can see Irina talking with a couple of other people there, but Ismark returns and says, let me buy you that round at the inn, or the tavern, shall I?
I mean, I don't drink, but you're welcome to buy around from my friends. I'm sure this one will probably buy you out if you give him the chance.
Noted. And he suddenly looks around and is like, where are your friends? Smash cut to Rapide and Sonia. Where do you think you guys have ended up? Rapide, where have you led this continued chase?
I have
How
let's
many
see.
yakety sacks have we gotten? That's the first question.
I mean, Repeat is going to be starting to basically go teleporting from rooftop to rooftop using his echo. So,
I would say you guys have probably gotten back towards. Did you take the main road or did you try to split off?
Repeat was he's going along the main road because he's just grinning down at Sonia as he's basically leading her on this wild goose chase and wreaking havoc throughout the town.
He's just acting like any.
This is how I imagine things with Rapide. He's walking his human right now, and
Basically.
making sure she gets her exercise.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm honestly picturing Rapide acting like any dog that's gone outside for the first time.
Exactly.
Also, side note, D, this is a new request from player. I need Misty Steps. Somehow get me the Apex theme.
Which is funny because the minute Weirin sees this and Rapide gets like within 30 feet of him, he's just gonna cast what he calls whoop 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 whoop, and you see smoke where Weirin once was, and he just appears in front of Rapide and just catches him by the collar.
So they've been running the other way to town, so you guys are still back at the church.
I know, but once we get
Once you get there, yeah.
Once we get there.
I would say you guys have actually gone down that side street. You have rounded this corner to the further south, and you guys are probably about here on the southernmost curve road. And ahead of you, you're approaching that large open area where all the decorations and stuff were.
I think Sonia's gonna start to slow down, breathing like heavily, and is just gonna put her hands on her knees, just
So, how much of a commotion did our little act bring? I mean, are there any guards that are chasing after Repeat at this point, trying to figure out what the hell is going on?
If there are, they have not arrived. You've definitely gotten some exclaims of people's surprise and mild terror at a dog, maybe wolf-like creature running through town. Seemingly
Dark dog.
popping and appearing in more than one place, and just a lot of mass confusion and some slight terror because these people are jumpy.
This will work great for starting that folklore rumor.
Yep. But you guys find yourself kind of approaching the town square at this point. So, so Sonia, you've slowed down to kind of catch your breath. Repeat, do you keep running? What do you do?
Repeat is still going, however,
If I may interrupt, Sonia collapses onto the ground.
Oh, you're going to do this ploy, aren't you? All right, you better roll a bluff.
You do see Repeat, a nearby person who was walking along the road does like stop and turn and begin to move over to like check on her. It's
21 deception.
Yep, roll your acting.
She already did 21.
I thought you were going to roll it in the in the deal. So what did you end up rolling?
21 deception.
All right. Let's see.
I would have ruled this a performance, but that's me.
I am.
Repeat bought it because I rolled it as 7.
There you go. So you turn back and
he's going to stop, sit on the on one of the roofs for a moment, just stare at Sonia for a little while. He's going to be watching anybody that approaches her, and then he's going to teleport back. He's going to jump down off of the house and start making his way back over to Sonia. This time the echo is not in sight.
Sonia, you just have this this commoner, this woman who has set down like a basket she was carrying and is like leaned down to like pat you and like are you okay? Like just checking on you.
Sonia has fallen in a way that her face is towards this lady since she noticed him, and just kind of gives a half grin, knowing that her face isn't seen by Repeat. Kind of glances toward where Repeat is approaching, look at the woman, and give a wink and a smile, kind of signaling her for her to play along. That Sonia's not doing good.
I'm gonna roll. Okay, she's confused, but for the moment, just kind of like she still has some genuine like concern on her face. She's still like checking on you, but like is cautious about it now because she's confused. But she's still.
I think she'd be more terrified to see the wolf creature that's been ransacking the town kind of approaching.
Yeah, I think there's definitely like she's looking back and forth, and like is like taking a step away, but is like just confused because clearly there's something happening here, and she hasn't been attacked yet. So she's like trying to figure out what's happening, essentially.
And
all right, so hold on. Repeat is going to approach Sonia, and he's not going to check on her, so to speak. He's just going to grab her by the boots and start dragging her towards the church.
And she'll twist around acrobatics to land on his back and just wrap her arms around his scruff, shouting, "Got you, you brat! You absolute spoiled little mutt!" And she's making sure to kind of laugh and play it off so that the lady realizes this is her dog.
Yep, she's just gonna like slowly creep back to her basket, pick it up, and then like start making her way away to continue what she was doing. Just like, okay, I'm done here. It's not gonna.
Yeah, when you land on repeat, he's gonna vanish.
You didn't have an echo!
I said it wasn't in sight.
You dick.
Repeat
You were
is not.
you were
stupid.
specifically looking the other way, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said the echo wasn't in sight. I didn't say he dismissed it.
She kind of flops onto the ground. It's like, repeat, enough! Get out here. We need to go back to the others.
I assume
Do
that's what he
you-
was
you
doing
just
by
kinda
heading
see
back
him-
to the church.
Yeah, you just
are you guys at the
see him,
church?
oh, yep.
Is the group at the church staying there? Or are you gonna wait for them to come back? Or are you gonna start heading towards the inn?
No, I'm
Alright.
waiting.
Yeah.
I don't
I
see either one of them waiting.
I just kind of grab Ismark by the collar and be like, you owe me a drink.
You're buying me the
He's
booze.
like puts his hands up like, no need to be brash. I promised I would buy that drink.
But yeah, as Sonia is,
She holds out the
calm-
coffee because that's the one thing she knows damn well will get his attention.
Well, when you had said okay, enough, we need to go back to the group. You just kind of see his head pop, kind of slowly creep around the corner of one of the houses and just kind of stare at you from like 30 feet away. Like,
Taking the bottle.
what?
We need to go back to the others. Come here.
He gives a defeated sigh and starts walking back.
She pushes herself up. She'll give him some coffee. Hold on, I need the. Okay, it's still in
Yeah,
back.
basically like that, D.
That's all I
Yeah.
could imagine. Just
And then she kind of kneels in front of him, grabs him by his face, mushing his fuzzy cheeks together, gets nose to nose, and like, I need you to stay by my side and not cause too much trouble. We're in a new town. I don't want you getting killed. I don't want either of us ending up in jail. And I don't want you ending up with your head on the wall because somebody mistakes you as a fucking wolf. Will you please repeat? Behave for at least a little while.
He just kind of rolls his eyes. Like, fine.
And she'll give him a smooch on the head and head to the church. Find nobody's there.
yeah.
Look
You ask
inside.
the priest. He's like, oh, they already left.
Did they say where?
The man was offering to buy them drinks at the tavern.
Tavern. Awesome. Thank you. I need a drink. And she's heading to the tavern.
Okay. So you guys slowly begin to find yourselves gathering at the tavern. You instantly see gray smoke flying out of a chimney above this 2-story wooden building set on stone foundation. The roof tiles kind of sagging from just weather and rain. There's several birds just hanging out on top. And the painted sign hanging from it says the Blue Water Inn, and it depicts on the sign next to the words, kind of pouring off some of the letters, a waterfall.
She very firmly grabs the scruff of Repeat's neck, leans in. Do not get any ideas seeing that image. Please, please, please.
Yeah.
Basically asking him not to piss on anybody this time.
So you all eventually, in your various time periods, end up walking in. It's a pretty decent place, actually. Let me pop over to. There is a map for this. I just have to find it. Da 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 da. Would help if I take myself there too.
While you're waiting on that to load, I did have something to show everybody. Can you see me okay? Hi.
Hello.
This is the latest bracelet I'm working on. Chainmail.
Nice.
I'm gonna thicken it to make it longer, but it's basically going to be a wrist mail
I know.
thing.
I'm working on it.
That's cool.
I'm having fun making chainmail during downtime at work. Literally just
Nice.
a secretary sitting there twiddling my thumbs half the time.
I'm also guessing that makes for an interesting conversation starter with your coworkers.
I've had a couple of them wander over and be like, "Hey, oh, you can actually make that?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's fun." Do you sell it? Not yet. Yes, I did. Thank you.
That's cool.
Appreciate that.
Yes, you guys are in the bottom. You're walking into the bottom of these 3 sections of map is the ground floor. So you guys are entering in, and the tavern is actually packed. Like, this seems to be a fairly common place for people to be hanging out and, doing things. I will once again go ahead and grab. It's fine. You guys got this. I was gonna grab a token and set it in there so you guys could see what's happening, but my brain is not working. There we go.
Repeat is going to stay outside of the tavern, mostly because he's going to hide in a bush because he's already started the groundworks for the rumor folklore type thing, and he doesn't want to be seen by a mass group. Mass civilians just think and realize that he's not something that is mystical in any way.
When I go into the tavern, do I smell any roasted food?
Yes, you immediately get the scent of cooked meats, of ale. There's all sorts of.
Repeat hears from inside the tavern. Oh my god, this cooked meat! This is gonna be a great meal. I'm so tired of rations.
Hold on. Repeat managed to resist the urge to just walk into the tavern. It was close. But he beat it by like 1 that I set for his resistance to just walk in.
Jeez. So yeah, you guys enter into this fairly lively tavern. There are several different tables scattered about the floor. There's a bar with a row of chairs at the front. You can see a woman behind the counter wearing this pretty. It's very well decorated for comparatively to what everybody else seems to be wearing in the area. It is a very nice white undershirt style thing with this gorgeous like overlay of a dress over top of it. Very clearly some wealth going on here with the inn. In her hair is like jet black. It's tied up in a bun, and sticking out of it are a few like feathers from like a raven.
Okay.
And she's just kind of hanging out behind the bar, serving drinks. There's currently a man sitting at the bar who is conversing with her. You do see several different, common folk just around enjoying a drink or a nice meal. And immediately catching your attention, wherein on the far right, the northern side, are 2 pretty tough-looking figures. Who seem to be fairly well worn. They've got weapons kind of either strapped to them or set to the side. Definitely maybe what you're looking for. Never hurts to go ask.
Oi! You guys like a tussle?
And the one of them looks up to you. They both look, but the one specifically looks up more to kind of like present himself as the talking point. You can see he's got a mostly bald head. It's like very, very much clean on the top, but the back around his ears and the back of his head is still there, and it just folds straight into this large beard that just hangs down in front. and sitting next to him is a more lithe figure of the two, but he's got like a goatee and some scraggly black hair kind of falling around, meeting to his cloak line. So, and the large bearded one kind of, what's up?
A tussle, you like a fight?
Once in a while. What kind?
Oh no, man, I just been spoiled. I've been on the road for days and hadn't come up with a good fight in a while. I was wondering if anybody would be willing to fight me.
It's been a day. Not even a full 24 hours. We fought someone yesterday.
Anyway,
Yeah, remember you were teaching that guy how to do it, and then he like chickened out and fucking ran away like a coward? That was yesterday.
Right, that fight was highly disappointing.
Yeah.
You guys know how to wield your swords, right? There was some people on the road who really didn't know how to do it.
It was truly pathetic.
And then when they finally managed to do it, they just seemed to give up on it altogether. It was really sad, really.
And you see him kind of chuckle and he goes, well, I'm enjoying my drink right now, but if you'd be up for perhaps an arm wrestle, we could maybe take a bet. How about if you win, I buy you a drink, and you in turn buy me a drink if I win?
I just go over to the bar and be like, how many drinks you need to fight?
Make a persuasion check.
I think Sonia's probably walking in at this point, hearing this, seeing that, just goes over to sit by Gilly, orders a drink.
God damn it!
Oh, what?
Aww.
That's a 6.
Oh. He lets out a chuckle and goes, maybe later, I have to do some hunting. We'll start with those drinks.
Hunting? What are you hunting?
Oh,
What are you hunting?
oui. And he motions to the counter. What are the suppliers for this grand establishment? You buy any meal here, it's likely come from our hands.
When's the next time you're going out hunting? Like I said, I really want to kill some.
Oh, we tend to go out at least once a day.
Have you gone out today?
Yes, I'm enjoying my drink for the evening.
If I may, what do you hunt? Deer?
Oh, what else do you think is out there? All of the wolves.
She's actually full on looking at him now. Just normal wolves, right?
Some are bigger than others, but
No, I mean, none of them turn back into a human when you kill them, do they?
Weird's gonna slap down the only currency he has, which is like, he just slaps down like 1 gold since that's only the real currency he has.
okay.
I have some shenanigans.
How much ale does that buy him? Like, how many mugs of ale does that buy him?
Trying to think of the conversion rate. A gold is 10 silver, and a silver is how many copper? It's 10
copper. Yeah.
The woman behind the counter goes, "You buying the whole tavern?"
I just wanted drinks. This guy said he needs drinks to fight, so I was just gonna get me drinks and him drinks and...
Gilly nudges him in the side. She's like, how bad do you want to fight this guy?
I just want to fight! I'm
Yeah,
so
but-
bored!
But like, how bad on a scale of like 1 to 10?
I think at this point, Sonia's going to down her drink,
He's-
grab Weirin by the back of his hair, and yank him outside. Come on, you want to fight? Get your sword ready!
No.
He grabs a mug, and as he's being dragged out by its hair, he's down in the mug. And as he gets the door having down the mug, he's like, yes! And he just like smacks the mug onto the ground.
The two guys look at each other, and then stand up and will grab another round from the bar and go outside to watch.
Alright, give me a
Like, "All
moment.
right, entertainment.
I'm refilling my drink. But
Yes, all of those gifts. Why is... Oh, that's why. That's why it's being stupid.
I just like how you pointed out to William it's been a day and he's like, I don't care.
But, can you throw the initiative tracker up?
Yep.
I know you probably weren't expecting combat.
No, you do you. We'll probably have some random background conversation while it's happening.
Yeah.
Wait,
okay.
Gilly's getting in on this?
You rolling initiative?
I have a shenanigan that I might try to do, and it makes
Okay.
sense to be an initiative to do it. So,
Fair enough. I will allow whenever that pops up. You can tell me if you want to do shenanigans.
I will, whistle for, Repeat. Come on, boy, fight time!
He's still staying hidden. And that was a 23 to be hidden. He's hiding in the bush watching all this at this point.
I'm back.
He
Let me...
looks around and hold on. It's, I rolled a 22 perception. What was yours?
23.
23. You
Yeah.
just don't. You glance around, but you can't quite spot him.
Oh, dear.
Nice.
Both.
What are your guys' decks?
My dex is a +3.
Well, my dex is 14, so +2.
Ah, okay. So Sonya does win out on the dex tie.
That's gonna be Gilly going first.
Gilly just posts up. Change music. Gilly just posts up against the wall and just munches on a berry.
Kyla! Come here, Kyla.
Just bumping your initiative to 5 so the tracker doesn't get confused.
Yeah. No, I getcha, I getcha. And, well, she's gonna bring out her...
Gilly, you do notice as you're leaving, the man that was at the bar initially has walked up and is leaning in the doorway to see what's going on.
Oi, puppy. Why are you wet? Why are you wet, dog?
I asked that question of her a lot when I was babysitting her. I think she likes to play in her water bowl.
I just like to tip the water ball over. That's why we got a self-filling one that has a bit of weight to it. Because we usually just have a large bowl out there for water, and she would just tip over and empty that thing. All right.
Alright, so at this point...
Stop wrapping your mouth around my mouse cord, dog. Alright. I think I'm actually going to switch from my light up dice to the Becca dice for this.
Just in case Repeat has to intervene, I'm going to put him on the initiative tracker.
Oh, so just in case Sonya needs to cheat, I get it.
No, he's not. It's in case Wirren goes a little too far.
He'll try to keep it to the flat of his blade, but remember, anytime he draws it, he has to wet it.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that just in case he needs to intervene.
Right.
I mean, he isn't going to let Sonya be completely unprotected, but he is going to let her do her own thing. Because I mean, he literally just watched her drag Wirren out by his hair.
Yeah, she's Those 3 stones in her hand, by the way, as she's dragging him out, she's casting magic stone on them and dissipating the stink. And letting him go and twisting out her quarterstaff. And is going to just...
Weird immediately takes out his sword.
is going to try to bitch smack him. So does a... Okay, hold on. Polearm Master... Right, okay, so quarterstaff is a +6. One-handed, that is a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that'd still hit even if I cast my shield, so yeah, that hits.
So, 3 + 4, 7 plus... Yeah, +2. 3 + 4 + 9. 9 damage.
Alright.
And then she's going to twist around using the Pole Master and spin around him and wad his butt with the staff for a 19 plus 6. For a 1d4 plus 2 is 5. So 14 damage total. And she's gonna hold out
14 damage total?
Yeah.
Like plus the 9 you did earlier, or another 14 on top of that?
No. 14 total. 9 plus 5.
Okay. I was about to say, god damn.
Yeah, no, she's strong, but not that absurd yet.
Yeah, and I've moved in and I'm around behind him now, so I am engaged. Engaging.
Just gonna slide you guys this way so that we're not losing you off the map.
I'm just gonna look at her and like feel my jaw and everything. And that's right here. I know. Just look at her and be like, and I thought your dog was the one with the bite. I need to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Alright then, wisdom. 15 plus 3, 18.
God fucking damn it!
What?
I'm never gonna pull off this spell.
Oh. I know what he was going for.
It's whatever. You pass. My
I'm
joke
curious
doesn't
about
work on you.
Oh.
Alright. As a bonus action, or no, I can't do that since I just tried a spell. Alright, in that case... I am going to attempt to back away. She'll get an attack of opportunity, and she might let me out with this. Who knows?
Attack of opportunity. Hold on. Just need to. Yeah. Great. That is an 18 on the dice. Plus 6. So 1d6.
God damn it.
3 plus 4 plus 2, 9. You still up?
Yeah, I'm still up.
Okay. Is that your turn?
I mean, I have nothing else I can do, so I will, I can't even cast that. Never mind.
Oh,
Okay,
you you cast a spell. Go ahead and roll that d20 just in case.
Sure. So 13.
Yeah, okay. I will, after this, I had an idea for potentially adjusting the dice roll of all that, but we can talk about that after.
Yeah. This is gonna be a shit fight.
And so we're back to it being Gilly's turn.
I think Gilly,
Weirin's wavering on his feet right now.
she's gonna cover her mouth and wiggle her fingers a little bit. She's gonna cast Healing Word on Weirin.
Okay.
I was literally just getting ready to say, why can I see Gilly healing him in secret?
What is my plus?
Are you trying to hide that you're doing that? I rolled 14 perception.
That is 5 points of healing to Weirin.
Still probably gonna knock me out next turn, but I thank you nonetheless.
Is that sleight of hand?
That would be sleight of hand.
Ooh.
Oh. Yeah,
Like,
no, that was...
You try to hide it, but you accidentally cough out the words as you're doing it.
It is a healing word, so...
Yeah, so Sonia kind of sees that, looks over at Gilly, and just kind of grins. And in lieu of, Weirin's smartassery, Sonia's gonna kind of lean back, brace her arm on her quarterstaff, and look at him like, I thought you were trying to teach somebody else how to fight there, and yet here you are, not doing any damage. And she's going to hold a attack for if he charges.
Okay, you're holding an attack. All right, back to my turn. Weirin's gonna be like, oh, I just need some breathing time, and he's gonna take in the cold.
Okay. Go ahead, and I'm actually gonna, if you would like to test my adjustment.
Okay.
I was thinking about switching it to a D12, and if you get a 1, a 2, a 11, or 12, let me know.
Okay.
Also, does
I got an 11.
Ooh,
Nice.
Hold. Gotta go to my sheet again, because I've got this.
while you're
all
doing
on
that,
here.
John, does taking the cold react regardless of attack type, or is it melee?
It's melee hit.
But
But you wouldn't know that.
No.
Go ahead and roll 2d10.
That is... It's a 1, 0, a 1, or a 10 on a... I think that's a 1. Plus, 8 is 9.
You heal 9 more hit points.
9.
You rolled the heal one on the other result as well.
Nice.
Plus 5 for temporary hit points. You see, you're used to seeing this, but you just see Weirin, despite the small point of healing that Gilly did, you just see Weirin get back and was like, okay, let's do this.
Totally reinvigorated.
Sonya looks amused at this point still.
Somehow this bastard's hard to kill. Like,
Oh, she's seen that he's hard to kill. She's been watching him, so she's just...
However,
he's kind of been bait this entire time, so yeah, he's hard to kill.
and walks out somehow fairly unscathed by the end of it. It's crazy.
and he's just gonna take out his sword and just point his sword at her, and that'll be the end of his turn.
Alright. Well then. Question. Can you cast a bonus action as an action?
It's always the
Never
trick.
have-
It's always the trick with action economy. It's so fucking.
Say that. I will say this from studying Pathfinder. That's kind of a cool thing about Pathfinder. Pathfinder on your turn lets you take 3 actions. You can take a move action. You could use it to make an attack. You could use it to cast a spell. You always have 3 actions. It doesn't matter if it's bonus action, short action, that kind of thing.
It's always one thing that D&D's been weird about is like it's a bonus action, so you have to use your bonus action, but it's weird.
Yeah.
But I'm asking you as DM, are you ruling that a bonus action can be used as an action?
What are you doing with it?
2 magic stones to his face. Bing bing. She flicks bubbles at him.
You want to do a bonus? You want to throw something as a bonus action and then throw it again as an action?
Bonus. Hold on.
How are you throwing 2 of them?
Oh, never mind. It's a bonus action to imbue the magic stone.
Oh yeah, the magic stone is
Throw. Okay.
Yeah, no, okay. Throwing is still an action.
Yeah, I was getting myself confused. All right then. So she's gonna kind of just shift her, still standing there, and she's going to flick a pebble at him. And it shoots out with a little burst of energy for a total of 16.
I'm actually going to cast Shield on that. As you just see his tattoos glow, and he just dodge out of the way of that.
She kind of nods to herself a little bit, and actually, yeah, I can do this because this is bonus action. No, action to attack. And Yeah, no, she's just still grinning, still leaning against her weapon. His turn.
Okay.
Or, well, Gilly.
If you're doing any more shenanigans.
Yeah, that. By the way, I was just being a slippery bastard during that turn. That's his name for shield.
Mm-hmm.
No, seeing how handedly Sonya is beating his ass, she loses her interest and just got head in.
I am going during this turn to Hex her as a bonus action. She's hexed, and then Weirin's gonna come flying in.
All right, you're coming into range.
Yep, you get a reaction attack of opportunity against me.
Yep, bitch smack, coming in. That is an 18 plus 6. 6 plus 4 is 10 plus 2 is 12. And
Where are you getting the plus 2?
The plus 2 is coming into play from my fighting style dueling.
Okay. You take 5 points of cold damage.
Yep.
And then Weirin is going to attack. Come the fuck on! Sorry, my dice luck is fucking me.
What are you? Did you cast Booming Blade?
Yeah, I was casting Booming Blade.
Go ahead and roll that d12.
Cocked. That was a 12.
12. Go ahead and regain, although this is strange for warlocks because it's very... you're partly bard, so this works too. Regain your lowest level spell slot that you've expended.
I regained a 1. And what did you roll on to hit?
When I rolled an 18 plus 6.
18 plus 6. Okay. I wouldn't be able to block that with shield anyway. Okay. Yeah, I fully missed though. So, and as a bonus action, because I don't think a 11 hits you, right?
No.
No. As a bonus action, you're just gonna see a cloud of smoke where Weirin once was, and he's gonna be back over here.
You almost seem to blink, and he's just like over by the well.
There.
And you're like,
And
when did he?
and I roll a d12 every time I do this. Every time I cast a spell.
Yep, every spell casts.
5. I don't think I get anything for that.
Not that time.
All right.
Nope. The highest 2 and lowest 2 results on that die.
All right.
Hi.
By the way, oh no, the bonus action hit from quarter staff master, polearm master is the D4 in it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bonus. Yep.
All right. Sonia's gonna kind of roll her shoulders a little bit, walk in, and roll the first attack. 19.
Shield again.
All right. Give me a second here.
As he just dodges out of the way on that.
So, and then she twists around because I don't actually need to hit with the attack action to try to hit you with the butt of the blade for a 18 plus 6, 24.
God damn it. How do you always get such high rolls?
I'm just rolling the dice that Dee gave me.
I thought Becca gave you those dice.
Y'all gotta
Becca.
stop blaming me for that shit.
Anyway.
But it's only 3
Hey, you
points
hit.
of damage. Because it is the butt of the weapon. And she's just grinning. It's definitely that she's having fun.
Mm-hmm.
You're staying up, she's having fun.
Yep. I'm again doing a booming blade. Why do I even roll? Why the fuck do I even roll? I rolled a 2.
Ah,
This is not my day.
it isn't. But go ahead and roll that d12 just in case.
7. I don't get anything from it.
Nope.
Alright, he's gonna use his last spell slot and be like, hear all this. He's not gonna put you down. And get up, old man. And he's gonna heal himself. That is 4 plus 3 is 7.
Yep, and d12 on that again.
Another 7.
Ah.
I don't mind you. Thank you for letting it be a lesser die, because it really will come up more often for me.
Yeah, and I figured splitting the results between the results on the one die would help increase its chances of happening. So,
Yeah.
because I
Which
want it to
we-
happen, I love it. But
We
it's
want
just-
it to happen more often, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's funny because every single time it's happened, it's always healed Weirin.
It's been the
Except
heal
for-
other than the
Yeah.
one spell slot now, but
Yeah. Alright. That's it. That's his turn.
She's gonna kind of twist her weapon around. Bit of like she's been studying you weirdly, watching you, and then she kind of grins. You know, I think I learned one of your tricks. And she is, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hmm?
Taking the photo.
She just crit.
Just tell me you rolled a 20, okay? You don't have to say I'm sorry. Just tell me you rolled a 20.
I know, but here's the thing. Here's the fucking thing. She's been studying. Wherein I'm hitting you with what you've been missing me with.
Booming blade.
Mm-hmm. With a nat 20. And I
Eh,
feel bad.
It doesn't do anything at such low levels, so I won't notice that you've actually cast on me.
Yeah, I know, but it's just, you still get the normal attack, but it's still when you move away. Oh, God.
Don't feel bad.
Yeah.
I'm pissed at my dice rolls. I'm not pissed at you. You've been playing magnificently. My dice rolls suck.
Okay.
Yeah,
Either
it's
way,
just the
that's it.
unfortunate roll.
So
I have a dice curse.
Yeah.
Wow.
You do, and it is definitely a curse.
6, 2, 8, 4, 12, 14 damage. And
Okay.
there's a spark of electricity dancing over you.
And he's just like, you think you're gonna put me down with my axe?
And you just see him drop to his knees and then drop to his side.
Right then. I need to figure out how to dissipate this. She kind of spends a few moments to pat him down, because non-lethal, but then kind of pulls the spark back so that he's not going to electrify when she picks him up and carries him.
Well,
in.
It dissipates
It
after.
dissipates after one round if I don't move.
Okay,
So as he
Here-
slumps,
here-
it just hovers there and then dissipates.
here's how I'm playing this, though. Sonia's been studying from Weirin. She doesn't know that yet. So she's, like, trying to focus on how to dissipate it. Then
Well,
figures
I mean,
out that it goes away.
6 seconds and yeah, it will have gone away.
Yeah.
So by the time you're like, what do I do? It's gone.
Yes, exactly. So there's that moment of, what do I do? What do I do? Oh, okay, we're good. And I pick him up and carry him in. Can I get your strongest liquor, please? And also a meal.
Yeah, the bald one that was talking to you guys before is like, fuck it, it's on me. And he'll
Alright.
go up and order a full round.
The minute Weirin smells food, he's back awake with 1 hit point. He's just like, right.
When they come back in, Gilly is like halfway through her spiel about her missing friend, and she's like, and then I'm looking for a human. His name is Timmy. He looks kind of like that, and points at barely alive Weirin, and she's like, but you know, he doesn't smell like a sewer, and he's younger and prettier, and he's also not half dead.
He's your example every time the conversation comes up.
Y'all pointed it out, yeah.
I know, but it's hilarious. It's just like perfect timing every time. It's like, oh yeah, he looks a lot like, oh, that guy. Every time.
Sonia's gonna grab the plate of food and then kind of clap Weirin on the back. Good fight. Good fight. We should do that more often.
Yeah, I'm always up for sparring.
And then she's gonna go out to.
You know what it is? I haven't had any meat today. Once I get some meat in me, usually my aim is better.
So
Sonia kinda
you're helped into this
chuckles.
middle table, and eventually the bald guy brings the food and cup and slams it down in front of you and says, eat up. Quite a show.
Sonia goes out to about
At least
here
I
with
was entertaining.
her own plate of food and is like, all right, repeat, food, stop hiding now.
And how would you even know where he is?
She's just
She
trying-
doesn't. She's just
She's
wandering
just kinda
around.
shouting out into the abyss, basically.
Hence, stop hiding.
Here, roll me a perception real quick.
Perception, that's cocked. That's cocked. Stop getting caught on my other dice. Stop it. So that is only a 15.
Did you put the food down, or are you still holding on to it?
I'm still holding it.
Okay, then I'm going to have to roll.
Num num. Cookie. Cha cha want cookie? Num num.
What was your perception?
15.
The food that was on the plate is gone. Sleight of hand.
She looks at the plate. Eyes. Repeat, I'd like to go in and get a room. Would you please come out here so we can go in and get a nap?
He's perfectly fine where he is. He can sleep outside. He's a dog. And he is trying so hard to have this rumor spread.
You know what? Fuck it. Repeat. Here, boy. Fight.
Did you say fight?
Mhm.
He's just staring at you in the from the bush. He's like, he's calling your bullshit.
Hold on. One more perception.
Go ahead and make a fresh stealth check.
19.
It's been long enough.
You said you rolled a 19?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was 19 on the spot.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, I kind of noticed where you are, maybe. I think I have an idea. And I full on attack where I think you are in the bush. I said fight! Come on! Her blood's up. She wants to spar.
Oh, okay. So she's actually wanting to spar with Repeat now, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Jeez. While that's happening,
Yes.
so Weirin's inside, enjoying a nice meal with the man who had.
I assure you, I'm a better fighter than that.
You take a hell of a hit, and he just kind of goes on and just like he is complimenting you because he's like, half of the people in this room wouldn't survive that first hit. Like he's actually kind of singing your praise about that. He's impressed.
Yeah.
So, in the meanwhile, Gilly, you've been sitting, and the man who was at the bar originally had come out to take a peek at the fight, and then turned and came back in. He's kind of a strange guy compared to the grouping that you have seen in this tavern so far. He's actually a half elf, so that already kind of sets him apart a little bit. You can see some of the elfish features to him, but he's definitely kind of older and weathered, but he seems to be very lively. He's dressed in very vibrant and brighter colors compared to everybody else. And he's kind of like always kind of trying to be in like a chipper mood and up and he actually kind of comes up to the bar next to you and goes, "Ah, what a show, wasn't that?" Oh, not hearing you, you're muted. There you
I
go.
was hitting the wrong button.
That would do it.
She just gives a nod. She's like, yeah, they something.
And he gives a nice little chuckle and he goes, "Well, certainly would be something very exciting in a carnival, wouldn't it?"
I wouldn't know. I've never been to a carnival.
You've never been? Oh, you must simply come and see. I am actually here recruiting for my little show.
This place just gets weirder and weirder. Like, this whole place just fucking sucks. But there's like festivals, and now you got a circus.
Oh, you wouldn't believe the things we've been trying to do around here. It's been quite a wonderful time, actually.
Okay. Where's your circus at?
Oh, it's far from here. I'm just looking, talent searching, if you will. But you never know. I might roll into town one of these days.
It's kind of funny that this guy isn't asking the only one in the group that's an actual bard.
I know.
She eyes him up and down a little bit, trying to like get anything. Promptly does it and just shrugs. She's like, I'm sure my friends would love that. I mean, you should, honestly, he might be outside right now. We got this weird ass dog thing that honestly people should probably pay money to see because it's wild.
You don't say. I would love to get my eyes on such a specimen of whatever this is you're talking about. I would love to see it.
Yeah.
You hear the fighting outside now.
Yeah, there's another ruckus. A couple of commoners walk out like, what the fuck's going on now? Like,
Yeah, and
just-
basically Sonia just walked back into the bar, just beat the hell.
Bloodied, and she is
Because Ruby just
grinning.
beat the shit out of her.
Yep, we decided on best 2 out of 3 rollsies, and I rolled a 3, a 4, and a 14, and yeah, Not beating
and
that.
And I rolled a 12, 13, and a nat 20.
jeez.
yeah. So Sonia's coming back in, just looking proud, blunt, and just goes for a drink.
This is your future, Desiree. Make fights accordingly.
Yep.
You know the pain I feel.
Oh, I'm aware.
by dealing with these two in their roles.
I'm aware.
Yes, we have like the weirdest, best luck.
Like,
You guys-
even when you guys have us roll in the game, we've had some of the best luck.
Yeah, I see that. You know,
So,
the net 20
alternatively,
And this was nothing
Alternatively-
added to the D20s. It was just straight D20s.
indeed. Alternatively, I will say this since Rudy's back in here, for the Tuesday game, or, the Tuesday game, I have had some absolute shit rolls with Kai. And she's my dragon. Like, I roll to intimidate because I am a fearsome dragon, and I roll a fucking 4. I squeak.
It's a roller coaster.
So Gilly points towards the door and she's like, "Oh, yeah, no, he just kicked her ass." Hey, how long have you been here? You don't look like you're from here. Like, you look like you're like one of us, one of the travelers. How long have you been here?
Ah, very astute of you. I've been here for, and he kind of does like some mental math with his hand, with his fingers kind of floating in the air as he's like, a while at this point. It's strange lands we find ourselves in.
A while, like a year or like
More, I would say.
Wow, okay. Hey, listen, I'm looking for some friends of mine. I go into my big description spiel.
Go into the whole.
Using Weird as Timmy.
The person you were telling before was the barkeep, yeah.
Yeah.
She, as you're going through those descriptions again, actually kind of like taps the bar in front of you, goes, "Do you mean like her?" And points, and you see walking in an awfully familiar looking thing.
Isolde! Gilly turns around, just stands up, hands up, like, "Oh my god, you're alive!"
And she pulls back, and you see now her clothing is much darker coloration than you saw her before. It's mostly blacks with a little bit of like deep forest green kind of built in. Her bow is different. It's definitely a stronger bow than she had last time you had seen her. And she kind of pulls back the hood, and she's still got that long brown hair kind of tied back. She just like cocks her head to the side and is like, "What? Okay, that's not what I expected." And does walk over to fully greet you.
I firmly clap her shoulders, doing my best possible grin, which isn't great. I was like, "Oh,
For you, it's a lot.
yeah, it's rare." And I just go, "Oh my god, I thought you died. Where have you been?"
I've been a bit all over the place, actually. There's a lot of work and a lot of coin to be made if you know where to find it, but it seems I find myself on a mission or two.
Really, what you up to?
Well, strangely enough, all the bad things are happening, and unfortunately, some seem to be happening to children. There's a couple of families who are very concerned about their missing young ones. I've been on the hunt for a few days now.
Hey, Sonia, wasn't your thing from Madame Eve, wasn't it have to do with like a kid?
One moment. It's,
Yeah, it said the a missing child holds the key.
Actually, that would have been when we were alone, but yeah,
Well, then.
Oh yeah, you wouldn't have known that. But
Sonia, hearing that, kind of perks her head up, and there's children missing.
yes, unfortunate times we live in. It's been very tricky to get around, and unfortunately, either some rebellious spirits have decided to go off, or we're not sure actually what has happened. But we're on the hunt.
If I may. Repeat, and she gives a sharp series of whistles, basically the alert that there may be a mission involving missing children. So, a series of clicks and whistles to get its attention.
Is this an open window right here?
It is a shut window, but it is a window. There's
window.
shutters on it. It's probably crossbarred. I don't think glass is the proper thing to be happening here, despite its appearance.
Okay, so it's barred with metal.
It's probably wooden crossbars with some iron reinforcements right on the joints. This place, and actually, all of you kind of looking around, this tavern seems surprisingly sturdy for just being a tavern and being the only tavern. It is like, you can definitely tell where this place could be locked down and defended very easily.
Yeah, I'm just imagining hearing a ka-thunk in response to Sonia's whistles, and she just kind of face palms. Use the door, darling.
Let's see. Where is? Let's see how far it is. Now is this person still out here, or did you just not move them back into the bar yet?
They were out there when you arrived, and they are still out there for the moment. They're probably, I think they're just kind of like slumped up against the wall, just kind of looking up and just kind of looking at the sky, just drink.
Out of nowhere, there is a repeat that just kind of pops up in front of them and just kind of casually starts strolling into the bar. You know, just out of thin air.
Yeah, they look down and kind of look at you as you go past. And then as you get past, they just kind of like rub their eyes and like keep watching and then like look down at their cup like,
what the hell is in this drink?
I've had a few too many.
Sonia will go over and kind of ruffle Repeat's neck, and this is Repeat.
Gilly nudges the guy at the bar, and she's like, "See, I told you, it's fucking weird, right?"
And he is immediately like over here, like, "Oh, fascinating!" And you have this guy come up to you, this half-elf man with brighter clothing than the rest of the people in this repeat, has come up and is like examining you. He's not like touching you, but he is full on like like fascinated with what you are.
Yeah, I mean, Sonia's protective, so she's literally got a staff between this random dude and her dog.
He's like, "Oh, no worries. I intend no harm. I am a fascination with all of the unique things in the world."
You can be fascinated over there in a seat real quick, because I'm trying to talk to this nice lady about missing children and letting her know about my darling's tracking abilities.
And he kind of casually just backs up into the chair there and just joins this group of people at this table who all kind of like look at each other, but they've seen him before, so they're just like, okay, and they all kind of just scooch closer to the wall to be like their group separated.
Oh, it's probably for the best that he did do that, because I was gonna have Repeat kind of bring an echo over here, teleport over here, and then make this thing disappear while he was staring at it. But since he moved out of the way, since he moved back up,
yeah. He's flipped the chair and is sitting with his hands kind of folded in front of him, just still examining. Like he's respecting the like distance and stuff, but he's still just like fascinated.
And Gilly, do you know this fine lady?
Yeah, this is Visalda. She's my friend. We got here together. Dude, I thought she was dead, but she's right here. Isn't that great?
She
That
gives a
is-
small chuckle, like, honestly, I thought you were dead too. I stopped back by Barovia and I didn't see you.
Yeah, I was hanging out in the graveyard.
Oh,
Yeah. Hey, listen, did you know George is alive?
no shit. That little red bastard.
Yeah, I don't know how. We met this weird lady in a tent, and she showed me a card that had all 3 of your faces on it. And
Madame Eva.
Yeah.
Yes, I've met her as well.
Ah, cool. Yeah. No, she said he's alive. Also Timmy too. Have you seen Timmy?
No, we lost connection sometime shortly after, actually. I think there was that group of people that all went to do whatever it is they did. I left town by that point, but
Yeah, I saw him going with them, and then only one guy came back, and it wasn't Timmy, and he couldn't tell me what happened to Timmy, so I just assumed he fucking died with everyone else. But Madame Eva said he's alive too.
well, then Madame Eva must be correct. She has been thus far.
Really? Have you talked? What did she?
Tanya.
What did you talk to her about?
Oh, she sent me on my way to actually what I'm doing now. I went back and I spoke to, did you ever meet Mary down in town?
Yeah, she's the one who told me that you were in town. Yeah, I am trying to help her find her daughter, but honestly, you know.
That is my mission too. I'm on the hunt, although it's
Yeah.
so far a dead end.
Yeah, I'm not holding my breath.
If I may, since there are missing children involved, do there personal effects, anything that Repeat here can try to track?
The current situation.
Unfortunately, the one from Barovia, Gertrude, has she's gone. We are unsure. She took her things. Seems she got a bit of a rebellious spirit and
Yeah, she
absconded.
ran away. Little
Um,
shithead.
The other has left recently. You might be able to ask. To the south of town, there is a group that live in their own small camp. They may the one of the leaders there, that is their kid who has gone missing. So they may be able to help you more. But
Are you talking about the elves? The priest said there's elves south of here.
yes, I met with it is a mixture of elves and Vistani who live down there. So it has been quite enlightening to see others of similar heritage as mine, but vastly different, actually.
Yeah, that must be nice.
If I may, Gilly, given my job and things, I prefer to handle this mission with the children. When the youngsters go missing, time is crucial. Are you and Weirin willing to come with us at first light once we've rested?
Yeah, I got nothing better to do.
Weirin?
Weirin's at a whole different table, eating and talking with these guys, right? He's not even part of this conversation.
You are nearby, but you have not been a part of the conversation because
Yeah,
you're talking to the other guy.
I'm talking to the other
Actually,
guys.
we-
I'm like, so when exactly are you going hunting next? That sounds like a very fun trip.
Yeah, the other guy's over there too, hanging out to talk with you as well. So he's come over with his own stuff and grabbed their stuff off the other table.
So yeah,
So-
Weirin did not even hear this conversation.
Yeah, Weirin's too distracted, or has been at this point.
Yeah, I'm trying to get his attention. Weirin,
What's up?
there's
I was just getting information on this hunt. I figured we could make some money, get some food. Plus, who doesn't want to fight some wolves, huh?
Well, we can certainly look into that, but I believe we may have a more time-pressing mission to try to find some lost children.
Oh. That doesn't seem very nice. Who stole children?
We don't know. We need to find them. And hopefully return them before anything happens.
Oh, I mean, I'll join, but I'm not really good at the whole looking for things.
Well, Repeat here can track, and she gives Repeat's back a firm pat. And then, if need be, we can kill whatever's hurting the kids.
He'll turn back to the compatriot and say, he was like, "You go hunting every day, right? So it doesn't matter when I join you. It just I can come back and do that. It seems there's some pressing matter with children or something."
Sorry, I was. We were talking about something else. Were you asking the guy?
I was asking the guy. I was like, pretty much asking the equivalent of, "Hey, your thing isn't time sensitive, right? Like, you guys go hunting every day. I could join you at any time for this. Apparently, we have some troubles with some children, so you guys won't be like insulted if I go take care of this first, right?"
Yeah, no, of course we go out every day. It's important to keep the stocks up and fresh.
Okay. Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to join you on one of those future trips. Right now, it seems we have several youngins to get.
Yeah, of course, of course. I mean, no harm in taking a extra day. We'll prep something. We'll try to find something fun for you.
Ooh, I like fun. Anyway, thank you so much for the food. And as he says that, he's still gonna stay at the table and continue eating. Like, he sounded like he was gonna depart, but he's just gonna continue eating.
Yeah, she'll give Weirin a pat on the back. We'll probably leave in first light, considering we're both a bit roughed up now after my fight with
I yell out at the bartenders like, "Oi, that piece I gave you earlier, get me any more drinks?"
And you actually see Ishmark is holding up a gold coin as you say it, and he's like, "I told you I'd take care of it. Here," and he hands you back the gold piece.
Ishmark, are you just covering drinks, or are you willing to cover a room for the night for us?
Oh, we did get here fairly quick and safe. I can spare for the night.
My gratitude. I am going to go rest. Repeat, please. Come. Well, actually, no. I'll rest in a few, and then she'll kind of grab another drink and kind of sit down and try to talk to Gilly's friend. I'm sorry, I am a little bit high at the moment. So what was her name again?
Visalda.
Visalda, and kind of, prep her for any additional information on, where, when the kids have gone missing, how often, what time of day, what time of night, if there's any footprints, just the full city guard give me info sort of thing.
Yeah, she'll give you basics of she's searched around. She's done a pass of the outskirts to no avail so far, mainly to the southern section where the woods are. She hasn't gone north at all, though she thinks some other people perhaps have. And actually, let me take you back to the other map super faster so you can see what I'm referring to.
Yeah, and if you can mark down on the map at all where basically areas that have already been searched.
Basically, the wood line to the south, she has gone pretty much up and down that whole area, because further south than that is the encampment that has been referred to. So she has searched around the encampment with others and the entire wood line between the encampment and Vallaki so far. She has not gone any of the other directions yet because this is a fairly recent thing that has happened. It's within the last couple days that the child's gone missing.
Yeah, Repeat will leave Sonia to take care of all of the info gathering, and he's just going to kind of casually go back outside of the bar or the tavern and go back to his bush to hide because he wants to keep the BS that he started in town to start the rumor. He wants to keep that intact as much as he can.
Okay.
As Sonia, as he leaves, Sonia's gonna kind of lean down and murmur into his ear, "If you're going to be being a little sneaky little shit, like I know you are, as you usually are, at the very least stop a few pickpockets and, do some general good deeds, dear. You are a, security guard dog." And she finishes her other drink, and she's a little bit tipsy, but she's still gathering things.
He just kind of rolls his eyes and snorts at it like, yeah, whatever.
Weird's just gonna take the coin back and be very confused. He's like, do places not accept currency here?
Oh, they do,
Eh.
friend, but I have covered it. Don't you worry. You save your money for another day.
He just takes it back, finishes his meal, and heads outside to find a place to sleep.
Okay. It is like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You guys got going kind of late, but it only took you a few hours to get here, so it is pretty early still. So.
Oh,
Do I
in that
stutter? I'm
case,
finding a place to sleep.
Fair
in
enough.
that case, I didn't realize it was
even
still that early.
even if it is like a short rest, I'm
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I'm-
you guys
I'm
can
at
take the
one
equivalent
hit-
of a short rest here.
I'm
That's
at 1 hit point and 0 spell slots. So you're finding a
and
place
to
to
get
sleep.
that. If I may, Dee, did I find? I mean, even at this point, after gathering information, I'm going to be looking for a place that sells what I mentioned to you.
So go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Ooh, I'm good at this.
Yeah, and I just rolled a nat 20 for perception to keep an eye out for pickpockets and general muggers and thieves.
Okay.
19.
19. So you glance around and you gather that while this place seems to be very well off, they really don't have a lot in the way of
Special equipment.
yeah, there's not so much of that going on here. This isn't a mining town, so there's no like store for like dynamite for explosives or anything. Like there's nothing of what you are looking for in the sense of that, because this is just not the type of town for that. You gather this town was and kind of still is mainly like a fishing town due to the lake. But as you do scan around, you actually have started to notice that like the reserves, there's a lot of places that like they would normally have these racks full of drying fish and they're bare bones at most. So like and so that's some additional information you pick up on is while they don't have like a magic shop or, you know, somewhere where like specialized equipment is totally a thing, there is a fishing market here, but it is starting to dwindle.
I'll ask about that real quick. Like, is it just the fishing's dried up, or is something stopping them from going fishing?
Yeah, so you ask around, and you ask a couple of the keepers of different establishments, and they're like, yeah, it's been hard. It's been the fish has just started to dry up, and sometimes it's even too dangerous to even try to go out and catch what is out there. It's just not been easy lately. We've had to rely on, fortunately or unfortunately, all of the different wolf attacks that have been happening. It's been a curse on the town, but a blessing and a source of food.
There's that. And with any kind of fishing source, you want to give the fish a chance to breed and restock themselves, essentially. But if something's stopping you from getting out there, I'll make a note. Thank you.
Of course. So, and the insight check you guys rolled earlier, you're seeing this more as you interact with people. There is an air of positivity, but a lot of people, it's a forced positivity. You can definitely tell they're like, you walk up to somebody who's doing something, and until they look at you, they aren't smiling. And then they put on a big bright smile and are like, how can I help? Like there's very much a forced positivity atmosphere to this place.
Yeah, clocking that for later.
Yep.
My concern is mainly just, is there any kind of weapon shop, supply shop, anything in general?
Let me double check. I'm imagining there is at least some type of general store, but they probably don't sell anything too crazy. I just need to double check.
Mostly at this point, I'm just concerned with more potions of healing, anything that could health packs, anything that can help keep everybody on their feet as needed.
Yeah.
I mean, we only have XYZ spell slots right now because we babies.
And
So-
I used most all of mine on that fight.
Yeah. Hence why intending to get a long rest and go out in the morning to try to help the kids.
Yeah, I mean, and you guys can kind of, for the most part, and since we're coming up on midnight too, we can start winding down this session officially. But for the most part, you guys get the chance to have a great meal. Those who partake in some drinks can do so. Gilly, you and Visalda kind of catch up and talk and kind of, just catch up on where you guys have been, what you've been up to. Repeat, you do keep an eye out. You don't see anything too suspicious, only because of that same thing that Sonia has noticed, which is there's like a forced positivity to everything. People are trying to be nice when they interact, but because you're kind of hidden and sneaking around, you notice that people are forcing their interactions even to each other as like positive, and then they split off, and you can see like if one's coming towards you, like their face just droops back into like defeat almost. So they're not putting on these expressions because they want to, it seems.
Okay.
And yeah, actually, B just raised a point. We would want to get a long rest in to get me and Weirin back up, but I'd say as we're winding down, if we could say we're at the very least Sonia and Repeat are trying to track more, trying to get information, anybody else's kids missing, planning that safe route to the Vistanian elf camp so we can get down there, get information, just general,
Yeah.
detective work.
Yeah, I hear you. You will, over time, anybody who has any semblance or knowledge of the missing kids will direct you to, like Visalda said, to go to the south to visit that encampment to get more information. So, over time, you get the idea that if you want to learn anything else about this, you're going to have to go talk to the person who this is affecting, which is supposedly down there. So.
Yeah, I think that one of the main reasons why I'm sticking to the town is because they're apparently out there, down there, and of course, sometimes the greatest threat is not the outside threat, but the inside threat. So she's just trying to do that insight of, is anybody here that nabbed the kid? No? Okay, we're going to go to the elves and the Vistani and talk to them. And
you gather pretty quickly either someone is doing a damn good job at keeping this kid hidden in town, or the kid is not in town at all.
Yeah.
So, which one of those it is, it's hard to say, but that seems to be the vibe you get from just your interactions and walking around town. Yeah, so. Booba, even though you are just kind of listening in, I imagine you are... Once in a while, if you leave the tavern where the group is, you probably go and like look at that location in town, and we'll see about going in next time. But
Vistanian elves next time, and Gilly, one of your friends is alive. Sonia is very happy for you. Sonia is very, very happy for you because your friend's alive, and she'll even say that. She's really glad that you found your friend.
And also the our good old charges in head first to Weirin. You do find some rest. You will be able to heal up and then go out and do whatever else you would like to. But you guys, I guess a general downtime is what will occur. If there's anything else you guys would like to do with downtime, feel free to let me know now, or if before next game you're like, hey, I would really like to do this. You can go ahead and message me. And we'll do that.
Repeat definitely has something in mind for downtime, and it involves messing with the guards.
Yep, I knew exactly what you were going to say. So
He is
we'll
going to make that a staple in this town. They are going to be paranoid of the ghost shark dog that is wandering the town.
we'll cross that bridge in a minute, and next time. Because that's yeah, totally.
This is just going to be one of those local legends now because of, oh my god, and when he finally gets the ability to talk.
Oh boy.
Uh-huh.
And then I will inquire and do some research about what kind of official shop you might be able to find here. So we'll see if you can do a little bit of that.
Also, D, specifically on the flower that Sonia was looking for, she does very much like the deadlier range of flowers.
Yes.
So, nightshades, belladonnas, I think Lily of the Valley is her point of this. I can't remember, but yeah, she's going for the deadly ones because she likes how they look, and yes, she's wanting to run a flower/poison shop.
Hopefully, I'm not taking your.
I like how no matter what game
too
you're
far
in,
out of the derail, huh?
I like how no matter what game you're in, you're just like, I want Nightshade and Belladonna. God damn it!
I did not think of it that way, but yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that hasn't come up at all in... I just made her want to make a flower shop that deals with poisonous flowers, because there's a market with poisonous flowers. You can do a lot with them. Thieves and assassins and everything else can do a lot with them, but she just can say she sells really pretty flowers that you just don't want to eat. That's why she needs the insurance permit.
Hopefully, I'm not taking the game too far off the rails with Rapide's shenanigans.
Nah, that's par for the course of what I kind of expected.
Especially from me.
Eugene, D&D is shenanigans. Point blank.
Yeah.
D&D is shenanigans.
We've all seen the movie. We know what kind of craziness Deanne will have to
No,
deal
we haven't.
with. You need
I
to see the goddamn movie.
You do.
I've been at work, and on the days that I have not been on work, I have been conked out. I've actually been trying to avoid doing overtime in some aspects because I've been staying until almost 7 o'clock the past few days because they keep overbooking our techs.
Excuses.
I will like to say this to anybody who has to go and get their glass replaced at any repair facility. Please, 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 dear God, if you have a vehicle that requires recalibration for your windshield, schedule it before or at the very latest 3. Because if you schedule an appointment for 4, you will be forcing the techs and everybody else at that store to stay until 6. Or 7. Because those kind of jobs take 2 to 3 hours.
So for the professional point of view, please don't make us stay late.
For the professional point of view, I am literally, to be fair, I'm literally just sitting there twiddling my thumbs, but that's also several sadly overworked techs doing the glass work. I can't help them. I'm not licensed. I just have to watch them and go, yeah, they started it, but it's probably not going to be done until 7 because it's a Tesla.
Teslas are overrated anyways.
We've been actually getting a lot of Teslas, which surprised the fuck out of me. But yeah.
See, I don't dislike the Teslas in general. I just hate the drivers because most of the time they're assholes.
Yes, they are. Like one of the guys that came in with their Tesla, like he's been apparently a repeat customer, and the manager literally has to take a video walk around of the Tesla before even remotely having the techs take the vehicle into the shop because he has tried to blame us for scratches that have occurred to his vehicle prior to him showing up on the techs.
Yeah.
No,
I was more or less referring to the fact that they drive like assholes.
that too.
Because I deal with them a lot on the roads. They tend to have a bad habit of cutting off my very large vehicle.
Yeah, they want you to hit them so that they can claim you did the damage, so that they can go ahead and claim their insurance and screw you out of whatever money you have.
Oh, it doesn't work for me because I record my